No, this is...
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Cutie Roo with Legally Cute. Hello. I am here bringing you some more Kirby's. I just absolutely love Kirby's. And so we are going to have a Kirby Part 3, but tonight we're going to have all handhelds. Anywho, we are going to first off have a race. It's going to be between PTO and Thomas Degen. And it's going to be an interesting race because it's going to be Kirby's Dream Land, but we're going to be doing the category of the Be Extra mode. Anywho, I would just like to say, we do have everybody on this call, PTO and Rox, and then our commentator is Rox, and then our runner is Thomas. If we would like to just say hi, introduce yourselves, and then once you're all ready, I will start the countdown. Well, let's start off with PTO.
I'm hopefully just gonna be able to show off Kirby and how much better extra mode is than normal mode. And
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay, and then Thomas, if you wanted to introduce yourself. Okay, awesome. And then Rox, if you want to say hi.
Hi, I'm Rox. I play Kirby.
That's nice. That's awesome. All right, well, we're ready for the race. I like that. That was short and simple, and I like it. And whenever we are ready, we will start the countdown on 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, how's it going, everyone? Today, we're going to be seeing an extra mode race between the top two runners of this category, Thomas and PTO. Thomas hailing from Hong Kong. Thomas hailing from Hong Kong, PTO hailing from the USA. But these are top two runners, and instantly off the bat, you're going to see PTO going for I'm a nip here. And Kirby's Dream Land is a very simple Game Boy game. Record's around 11 minutes. So the way RNG works in it is very easily manipulable. I wouldn't say easily, but it is manipulable. So basically every move that PTO does is going to be trying to just get good RNG, trying to keep it throughout the run. And it's very difficult, and PTO's a great runner, so we'll see what happens, but I would be very impressed if he's able to pull off the full manip throughout the entire run. I don't know if Thomas goes for it. Thomas already taken a death. That's unfortunate. In greens. So extra mode is a lot more difficult than normal mode. Normal mode is kind of like literally baby's first Kirby game. Except it's actually still very difficult for some reason. Maybe for me, maybe I'm just bad. I'm not a big fan of this game in terms of playing it because I'm bad at it, but maybe I'm just mad because bad. Anyway, PTO defeating Wispy. Going to be heading on into the next stage, which is Castle Lololo. And yeah, so first off, Thomas heading to Wispy. Wispy can do a bunch of different things, but you want Wispy to throw apples at you because apples are the only thing that can do damage to Wispy. And you see the Puffs, you see the Gordos. That's not what you want. So Thomas not getting the greatest RNG here. And if it wasn't apparent enough, this game is very heavily RNG based. Luckily, it's short, so it's not like, oh, you went through 4 hours of your time just for the final boss to not give you any way to kill him, so you can't win. But yeah, so that was Lolo Not A Lot from PTO. The two, like, mushroom-looking things. No, Bubble Bobble? I think that's what they're from. Adventures of Lolo, that's what they're from. It's literally the game named after them. Anyway, PTO's doing going for something called Curry Kill, which is where you grab the curry and then try to kill the boss. And it's super precise movement-wise, and you'll see. And nails it, nice job. Great job from PTO there. Being able to pull it off. And yeah.
Nicely done.
That's really difficult because you have a very small window of very little room of leeway between when you get the curry and when you get to the final boss, quote unquote, the boss of the stage, Lolo and La La La. And it's something that only like super top runners go for. And you need good RNG for it, and PTO did get the RNG necessary for it to work. But a pretty decent run right now, I would say. Thomas going for the same. Let's see how he's able to pull it off. PTO in Float Islands right now. This is the third stage. And take a look at the room he's in right now. You'll see this room later on in the Nightmare and Dreamlight run, but we'll get there when we get there. And gonna actually be avoiding that curry because curry actually lags the game a decent amount. And obviously lag slow. You can see kind of right now with all these cannons and everything's on spreads on screen that it's kind of lagging a little bit. And the curry just adds to the madness, and we don't want that at all. And that is a little heading into this like whale. Gonna get blown through the blowhole. Little cute animation. You're all legally cute, and that is, this is where it started. Like the definition of cute video game characters. This is the first one.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. I agree.
yeah. Right now we're fighting a blimp. I don't know if that's considered cube. It's a blimp. It's Cabula. I don't know how to pronounce it. So it's a really clean kill. PDO. Killing it quickly. So the difference between extra mode and normal mode, as I said earlier, extra mode is a lot harder, a lot more random, and a lot more different paths. You'll see that some enemy patterns are just drastically spazzing out, like that cannon on PTO screen, kind of going all over the place. In Thomas's screen, you're going to see a cannon coming up that looks like it's doing circles, and even though it's stationary. And PTO, these parasol dudes are falling incredibly fast, way faster than they do in normal mode. And it's just a lot harder, a lot more difficult, a lot more unforgiving with the enemies. It doesn't look too dissimilar. It's like, yeah, I remember this. But if you play normal mode compared to this, you'll see, no, this is like, it's a lot harder. And we'll see that especially with this mini boss coming up on PTO side. And yeah, the game gets gradually more harder through extra mode. Another fun fact is that extra mode is actually faster than normal mode. If you'd like watch a task of this game, it's like in 8 minutes. It's like in the high 8 range, which is insane. It's on extra mode instead of normal mode because just the enemies move quicker and give better RNG. Anyway, this is Krako Jr. You want Krako to do... this fight isn't random. I'm pretty sure it's a set pattern every time. He does these little ball shots and then sways down and then swings and throws the bombs at you and then rinse and repeat. I'm pretty sure that's... Oh, PTO getting the background glitch. This is a cool little thing. You just grab the curry and you get like a little palette swap and you're in the background of the stage. Very, very cute. Very cool. Doesn't really save any time. Right here with these blocks, these stars falling down, in normal mode, they don't hurt you. They don't hurt you, excuse me. Extra mode, they do. But looks like not gonna have to stop for any of them. Maybe at the end there. But, gonna be heading up to the boss of Bubbly Clouds, who is Krako. And Krako is a menace. For sure. Oh, doing a little dash dancing there. But basically, Krako has a bunch of different attacks. That little spray attack, the bomb attack, that charge attack, and you can see how fast it's moving. It's hard to see because of all those hits done, but he is moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour. In normal mode, he takes it nice and slow, gives you time to actually hit him. Extra mode, there's no mercy. He's out for blood. However, he's not getting it. Wasn't the cleanest, I'd say, on video, but still able to make it through unscathed, heading into the final stage of the game, Mount Deity, which consists of like 4 little mini like boss refights. And there's like a little mini level beforehand of like 1 room. We're starting with the Lololo and La 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 refight. That's like they call them for short, Lola. because it just makes sense. But no Kirby here, have to do it the normal way. Basically, they can randomly spawn on any of these platforms on any of the sides, and you just want to hope they're close together. Sometimes you get double hits, where if you get a good enough pattern, you can hit 2 in one cycle. But that is not very common because, like I said, you need very good RNG. That's one down. Next up, heading to the Cavalry refight. This one's the bane of my existence whenever I do runs with this game, which is not very often because, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this game. But basically, Kabula kind of goes crazy, and by that I mean literally goes all over the screen. Oh, another fun fact is that if you grab that little leaf thing that makes you blow air facing left, then you can't turn around. And you have to fight Kabula facing left, which is not entirely possible. But yeah, that was a good fight from PTO. Gonna have Krako next, where this mini level just kind of fall down. You can actually do little skips with these Gordos that are blocking the doors. Usually they like insta-kill you, or do I think 3 health or insta-kill you. It's one of the two. But you can just actually squeak by them really closely. That's the strat normally on like super good runs, like super high level pace, just to do a skip, especially on the Wispy one and the Lala one. But not gonna be seeing any here today. I doubt Thomas is gonna go for them. I don't think he does go for them. But right here, we're fighting Krako again. As you can see, Krako can just decide not to give you anything. And that is not entirely fun. If you're taking a little bit of damage there, only has 1 health. It's not too bad as long as you can make it through Wispy okay. Because there's like a checkpoint after the Wispy fight. So if you die to DDD, who you fight after finishing the refights, if you die there, you just get your health back and you start at DDD. But if you die before DDD in any of these refights, then you have to do all of the refights all over again. And it's an incredibly large time loss and is more or less an instant reset. But right here, doing a masterful job at avoiding the Gordos and the wind, taking down the friendly, oh, I guess it's not very friendly, the unfriendly tree, and taking an intentional death on DD. As you can see, DD in this game is like, or in this mode specifically, looks like Sonic. Moves incredibly fast, can just throw out attacks with no ease, and that's the attack you want right there, the jump. Because the jump, you can get the double star, and the double star does double the amount of damage, maybe a little more actually. And if you get really close to him, you get both of his stars, and just like that, that was perfect. And he's getting a really good pattern here. He's just jumping and jumping and jumping, and that's what you want. That suck attack, you don't want the suck. Obviously, it's slow and you can't attack him. The hammer is not the worst thing ever because it can give you attack, which is a little slow. But the jump and GG's on PTO's end. Super clean run. And Thomas is going to be finishing. Oh, it looks like... Did Thomas take a death? I was not paying attention. I apologize. But... yeah, that was a really clean run of PTO's end. I would say that's like a low 11. Like a... yeah. 11:05 or something. That's insane.
The best run I've ever done.
Nice.
And best run I've ever done in a
no reset setting
situation like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Really well.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And also, congrats on winning. The races are fun. Yeah. Let's go, Thomas.
So Thomas heading into the DDD fight, hoping to get not that dive. You don't want the dive. Oh, getting the double dive. You don't want the double dive. That's what you want. The jump. Not going for that double star. Playing a little safe here. Can't blame him. This fight can be incredibly unforgiving. You can just get comboed to, all over the place. But DD not being nice here. At all. Ooh, getting swallowed up. A little close here. Not going for the double star. The double star, it's very easy to take damage going for the double star. So when you're a little low in health, it's safer not to go for it and just play it safe, take the one, especially if you're just trying to finish out the run. Anyway, a few more hits from Thomas here. Gonna finish it up. Getting sucked up again. Only has 1 health. It has to be careful. It's really, sometimes it can be really hard to react to what DDD does if he decides to just do like that suck. It's, wow, the straight up jump. You don't see that too often. Ooh, not getting that hit there. Or not getting the suck in the star, but able to finish it out right now. GG's to Thomas.
GG's.
Yeah, that you got very unlucky there. That's usually how most KDL races go. Someone gets really good RNG, someone gets really bad RNG, and that's the race.
that is Kirby's Dreamland, toasty.
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get the RNG minute through Lola, which is amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Well, thank you. Was there, before we head on out, was there any like shout outs, or if anyone had any questions to get into the community or interested in this category or the game even, where would the best resource to be to start learning? But we'll start with PTO first, and then we'll go down the line with Thomas and Rox. So PTO.
Yeah, shout outs to Legally Cute for having me, and shout outs to Thomas for asking me to race. I appreciate it. Getting into Kirby's Dreamland is really easy. It's an easy game to pick up. You just go to Discord, go to Retro, and then pray one of us sees it. No, we will talk to you. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yay. And then Thomas.
Yes.
Awesome.
You just reach out to anyone on the Discord. Everyone's always willing to help out. Good thing about speedrunning. Everyone seems to always be in a good helping mood.
Yeah. Well, and I'm in the Kirby Discord, and everybody is super sweet there. I definitely can't confirm. And then Rox, if there was any shout outs on your end, I know you're going to be coming on next, but just if you had anything to say for the Kirby Dreamland part.
I guess on the KDL side, shout outs to Speedman. He kind of was the one who really pushed down both extra mode and especially normal mode. I think he was the one who found like the initial RTA viable manip for both categories. And then shouts to Bloody Candy for really pushing the extra mode meta like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like that's about that though. And shouts to Thomas and PDO for a great race. Make sure you follow both of them. Both very cool, very fun.
Appreciate it. And thanks for doing the commentary.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Well, we are going to have to end now. We are going to be transferring over to the next game into more Kirby Cuteness. Just stay tuned, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Rue with Lily Cute, bringing you some more Kirby Handheld. We just have a few things to say before we get into our next run. I am super excited for the next run as well. We are having a One and Done-a-thon that's starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST. And it is a marathon where you could show off your favorite run, and that's your only appearance and in the One and Done series. That's the whole premise. It's you have the one and then you're done. The schedule is now out. Use command OADAT in Twitch chat to learn more. Also, just an upcoming event to look forward to. Flame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrun event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to the 27th. The marathon schedule is now out. Type command FF in Twitch chat or go to games.com Freya Patel's for more info. Prior submissions are now open until Sunday the 14th. Check out the site for more information. Yours truly will be there, and she's opening the marathon. Yay! Anywho, I am having more everybody on for the next run. We had previously had Rox as a commentator for the previous run, but now we're having Rox running Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland 100%. Hello, everybody. So we have Rox the runner, Pro Hybrid the commentator, and MK Cocoon. And if we wanted to just introduce yourself, say hi, and we'll go in the order starting with Rox.
Oh, hi, that's me. Hi, I'm Rox. I play Kirby. I think that's the same thing I said last time.
Yes, I love it, short and sweet. And then we could go with MK Cocoon.
Hey guys, I'm MK Cocoon. I also play Kirby.
And then we have Pro Hybrid.
Hello, I am Pro Hybrid. I too play Kirby to round out the group.
I like Kirby
No way.
No way.
No way.
Anywho, whenever we are ready, I'm going to start doing the countdown. Are we ready to go?
Let me make sure I'm ready. Let me just make sure my phone's deleted. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, so, Niddle, we're going to be starting off with something called a wheel mix. Okay, do you want to explain the wheel mix?
Yes, when you inhale 2 enemies at once with an ability...
I missed it off the minute.
When you inhale 2 enemies at once with an ability...
Oh no.
Then it starts a roulette. And in this game, the roulette starts at the same place every time if you inhale the same 2 enemies. So Rox should be able to time it to get a wheel here.
Oh no, what's happening?
Mike is 1 tick too early, unfortunately. You have 4 frames for every ability in a 60 frames per second game, so ideally he can get wheel, because wheel's very broken in this game.
No! The hammer's 1 after.
That's 1 late.
Hammer is 1 late.
Not sure how many takes are going to go with here, but...
Place your bets. My hope
Between
is 4.
Niddle and Squeak, we're going to see quite a bit of wheel.
No, dude. This can't... Why?
This is by far the most common reset point in the run. Like,
yeah, 8 seconds in.
By far.
It's a 4-frame trick, 8 seconds in.
There we go.
Woo!
Thankfully, this game resets very quickly. So, anyway. Wheel, you press B and you go fast. In this game, you actually cannot jump while mid-wheel, so it's more technical than in some other games.
I'm gonna be doing something called a wheel cancel, which is where I cancel the wheel attack. Or not attack. Basically, if I hit right, then stop wheeling, then right again, I can do an instant dash out of the wheel. And it saves time and is fast, as opposed to some really slow sliding animation that is really slow and is slow.
Wheel has a lot of cool tech. One thing that Rox said in the first level that he'll do in the second level too is he reverses wheel when he enters water, which allows him to actually maintain a lot of momentum as he enters the water. He'll do it again right now.
Yeah, called a flywheel. Because it's I don't know why they're called that.
That mini boss there can be instant kill with the double star stuff.
Oh yeah, I did fight a boss earlier at this level. That did happen.
Grab the double, killed it instantly, and moved on. It even despawned, so if you blink, you missed it.
Next up, 1-3. This level is a level. Right here. That's not supposed to happen. Hold on. Pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so right here, this is some precise wheel jumps. I say the precise. I just hit A and B, and then I do them. Hold on, let me get in the door. Okay.
One thing worth mentioning. Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Rox?
Go ahead.
So this is the 100% category, not any percent, but the 100% and any percent routes are the exact same until World 3. The goal of 100% is to beat the game while activating all the switches, which unlocks a bunch of the extra games and modes and arenas and all that. So the first part of the run is the exact same as 90%, and we'll get more into the 100% specifics once we get to World 3.
So right there, I messed up.
Switched off. wheel into
You are
burning.
supposed to get burning. However, are you kidding me?
I saw that coming a mile away.
I did too,
Fireball
and I was hoping
moments.
it wouldn't happen. So I got hit by the two
Yeah, the
worst
hotheads
enemies
in
to
this
get
game are
hit by.
like absolute snipers. Like they shoot you from across the screen. It's crazy.
They shoot like as they transition into the screen. They're like automatic.
Yeah, I got hit by the two worst enemies in the game to get hit by, Spark and a Hothead, because they send you into like the 7-second animation of you just dying. Anyway, I have Burning now, and Burning is good for... I killed another mini-boss in the first room of this level. Frosty, I held right and pressed the B button. It was incredibly difficult. I don't know how I managed to get out alive. But as you can see, Burning looks like it was like made for this room. I'm doing all these burns. I'm just hitting the B button, and it's like all like lines up perfectly. And you saw me grab.
Yeah, so depending on the terrain of a room, burning can be faster than wheel, because wheel you have to like go in and out of wheel and jump all over. But burning, if you can like start from a high elevation, just basically press it over and
so
over.
the beginner route actually doesn't grab any abilities and just do an itemless, which I probably should have done after the 8th wheel mix miss. And then grabs burning in 1-3 and just continues the route from there. It loses like 12 seconds as opposed to the minute and a half I lost. Oh, that's wispy, by the way. You just hold right and press the B button occasionally. That is a theme of this game. Actually, not really. Just a World 1. Anyway, we're in World 2 now. Okay, I know you love this level.
I'm trying to... It's literally been 2 years since I played this game. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be thinking.
I'm not thinking of
here.
anything. That was just... I don't know. This level's incredibly boring. You just kind of burn. Oh, this is interesting. This tornado guy that I just went right through, sometimes he can spin. Yeah. But when he spins, he's invincible. And he likes to spin right in your path, and it's a little annoying. Anyway,
This
that was
game
clean.
is a lot of
It just
RNG.
loses you
Like
in
enemy
seconds.
patterns is RNG, mini bosses and regular bosses can have RNG, and it could really lose a lot of time.
Yeah, it's nothing like super major, as you just saw in Kirby Dreamland, where if you get bad RNG, you lose approximately half of your life. In this game, it's approximately like maybe like a 25th of your life. But right here, I'm doing another double star strat, turning around, letting go my ability, grabbing double star, which does a lot more damage than just a single star, insta-killing the wheelie. That's another mini boss. It's supposed to be hard. Then grabbing wheel again. And right here, I look like I'm low on health. Oh no, he might die. But you get health right here. Then right here, you're just gonna float up. There's supposed to be like this weird bonk section on the right that I just went over. You can just float up. Pretty nice, pretty simple, pretty not hard.
Yeah, no, for Nightmare in Dreamland, if you're a beginner runner, this game 100% is actually easier too, because the switches actually fully refill your health when you hit
Oh, for sure.
So that's nice.
And
And they can be, and since there's more switches in the later levels in the game, that helps you not
there's
die.
also just a better category. Anyway, this is probably the hardest level in the first two worlds, 2, 3. If I get hit underwater, I lose my ability completely. And wheel is fast, and I don't want to lose it. I played a little safe there. Usually I can sneak by that fish, but I was a little scared. But coming up is the first arena of the game, and I'm gonna be doing my darndest to keep wheel, unlike that. And it is
Cappy's gonna.
yeah. You can explain this.
Wow, dodge that somehow.
Yeah,
So
nice.
gonna
anyway-
juggle wheel as you do the arena.
So yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you have to juggle it because there's a timer, and that star. Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, so Rox was trying to inhale both the enemy and wheel, and then was gonna be able to get wheel back, but unfortunately just missed that.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
saves
it's like
about, I
10-ish,
think,
a little
10
more than that.
seconds.
That's fine. It's not that big of a deal because like losing it, you don't like have to redo anything if you lose it. You just don't have wheel for these next few rooms. Just slightly unfortunate, but it's fine.
Yeah, I remember.
We're just gonna grab Squeak here.
So a bit of backstory about this game's like history. I remember like I think it was maybe 3 years ago at this point that this game had like a huge burst in development. Basically because one of the guys who made the original route for the game back in like 2011 or something, he came back and then he decided to add wheel in like every level.
Yeah.
Basically, this game has just been like add wheel to
Shouts to
go faster.
Marsh.
And so
He's
this
like
is
the
one of
main-
those more recent
Shouts to Marsh.
developments.
She's like the main tasser of this game and also a very good runner. Incredibly old school. Came back and then like was like, what if we used wheel? and it works, and it's fast, and the doors are hard. Also, at the end of every every level, there's these little trampoline mini games. They're called goal games.
Oh yeah,
they are the worst things that anyone has ever conceived of on this planet. They are the world's. It's like, you know, like sometimes when you like, you know, you lose time where I'm like, wow, that was a dumb time loss. Nothing makes me feel more like a dunce than missing a goal game.
And somehow modern goal games are worse.
But basically, I'm trying to get as bad. I'm trying to do as poorly as possible in the goal game, because we don't like fun. No, that's not why. It's because it's fast. Basically,
play Forgotten Land if you don't have to do the goal game.
Yeah, or play Meta Nightmare. That's not what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to not have that happen. Oh, right here, I'm gonna try to not bonk. I bonked. There's like a 1 in 20 sub-pixel chance. It's like sub-pixel manipulation that you can not bonk on that platform. I didn't get it because, wow, that was unfortunate.
Is it manipulation?
It's not a manipulation.
I don't know if we ever came up with that.
It's not a manipulation. It's kind of like sub-pixel like luck. But yeah, you can not bonk there and save time. Anyway, you have like a 3-frame window to hit like the lowest possible goal game. I think it's 3 frames. And you want to get either like first, second, or fourth on the goal games. If you get third, then you grab the ledge of the 6 and lose 4 seconds. And it's incredibly frustrating. Right here, I got bad RNG, so I couldn't do the task strat. But high jump is incredibly busted. As you can see, you just go up into his face and murder him. And yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be using it throughout all this next world here because it's really good for vertical movement. It's probably the best ability in this game. It's just really
it's absolutely my most favorite ability
because you can cancel it at any time.
Unlike in Kirby's Adventure, you can use it. But this is a remake of Kirby's Adventure, which is a game for sure. It's definitely a game.
Yes, it's old.
But
yeah, it's
in that game, high jump, you can't, you know, jump in midair with it. You have to actually use the high jump ability from the ground, which is incredibly stupid and incredibly not fun. But you can do that in this game, and you can also, high jump has 2 hitboxes. One for when you like jump, and one for when you like cancel the high jump by pressing, nice up input, man. One by pressing the B button by canceling it. That does like 2 things of damage. And we're going to see that used throughout the run a lot. Also, 3-1's the first like route differential between any percent and 100%. Basically 100%, it's basically just any percent, big any percent I like to call it, because it's just any percent, but you do like more stuff, as most 100% is. But it's like very minimal difference. The only difference is getting those switches that I hit in 3-1. Those are not required to beat the game. They just unlock percentage on your file. And also like more stuff in the world map.
They do also technically, they unlock like mini games, which nobody does.
Yeah, no one does. Because they're bad and cringe. Anyway, right here, this is 3-2. This level is notoriously cringe. And I'm going to do my best to not drive down. And would you like to explain what driving down is, Hybrid?
So
if you get a little too close to Bugsy, you drive down to Bugsy Town.
Well, it's based on an old melee copy.
Anyway, that went incredibly well. Also, cool strat.
But yeah, that was really
that
good.
loses a half second.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That loses a half second.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
But it is a flex. I need to make up for missing wheel mix earlier by, you know, getting it
by losing an extra second.
Half a second? Listen. This run wasn't gonna PB anyway, man. Anyway, this...
But yeah, basically, if you go too close to Bugsy without being invulnerable, he grabs you and he can throw you 1 of 3 different ways. And if he throws you down, he slams you into the ground for like 4 seconds before letting go. And we just call that driving down to butter building. But the meme is just based off this old melee copy test that we. Gosh, that's so
we are.
This game has a lot of history.
I've been playing this game for too long, 4 years. Wow, and I've been beefing with the bozos for that long, and but no, this community is super close knit. We meme a lot, we joke a lot, and a lot of the history is way too funny for what a GBA Kirby game should be. Anyway, this is the next arena. This one is, in my opinion, my favorite, because you have high jump and you just schmoove. Look at that. Boom, bang, bing, bong, dead. Done.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was good. 3-4's fun. I like 3-4. Top tier level, in my opinion.
Worth noting for high jump, you do more damage the closer you are to enemy, which is more relevant for like bosses and mini bosses. Like you actually want to be up close to do big damage, which makes proper spacing a lot more important.
3-5.
It's got quite technical.
Yeah, 3-5. Very short, very simple. I'm gonna try to like time my high jump cancel so I land like right on the platform. So you're also gonna see me sliding off ledges, but not like on like ground, because there is approximately 4.5 years of like end lag when you slide. But if you do it off a ledge, it's like a super fast acceleration, but you don't have that end lag because you're in midair and you can't slide in midair. Last time I checked. Anyway, 3-6. This level in the second room here, we're going for something called the KO Boomer. 1, 2, 3. I missed it. You have I think it's a 2 or 3 frame window to kill that crash bomber before it explodes. But
didn't I used to
yes,
hate that name?
I think you still do. Oh, there's a lot of names that you hate. We'll get there when we. Oh wait, it's Hundo. It's Hundo. We don't do it.
You're not gonna say
I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
I was gonna.
I'm
yeah.
doing the Hundo version of it.
Please
I don't know the whole name,
not.
and I can't look it up while I'm playing the game with negative downtime.
I don't know. Like, knowing you, I thought you would have it pulled up
I
already.
have to play the game. I can't read it. I should send it to you though. I should have sent it to you so you can read it. No, that's not. We're not doing that. We'll get there when we get there though. Also, you just saw me hit the next switch in the run.
Yeah.
Nothing special there. It's just a switch. You hit it. Woo.
Yeah, basically, there's a tech that Rocks demanded be named after him.
Because I found
And,
it.
the name is about 2
It is
minutes,
2 minutes
long.
long.
So,
Listen, I found the chat when I was like 16. Alright, anyway, Sun and Moon.
okay, here we have
Rocks
Rocks
was Moon
guessing,
Crew
which
and
is
it did not pay
incorrect.
off.
I'm always Moon Crew and it never pays off. Basically, there's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, so there's a big meme discussion over this. It's like there's most people are Moon Crew. There's some people who
Sun
are Sun
Gang.
Gang, and then there's like me who stands in
the
the
cringe-
middle,
And
and like everyone hates me. So
MK
No!
became the neutralist.
The true neutral.
hey, well, SK is on my side. Okay?
Yeah, he doesn't run this game though.
but-
XK's opinion is completely mute. He doesn't run it. Like at least
There was at least a couple other people to it. Was it
yeah,
Marsh? Was it Marsh?
FSS.
Least
I think
the middle
FSS.
two? Yeah, I think so. FSS. Oh, I haven't talked to that guy in years.
Yeah, this game has a lot of history. Anyway, 4-1. This level, gonna actually see. I mean, getting rid of high jump and it being faster. I need that switch. But basically, anyway, moral of the story: always go Moon Crew. It's best. We literally have shirts. Anyway, right here, I'm doing another wheel mix with this tornado and the sortie, and I'm getting it because I'm. Yeah, basically, what that does is gives me wheel, but that is really RNG dependent. There's a few different patterns that can happen in that room, which can cause me to do a bunch of different movement, but there's a bunch of different ways to get wheel, to mix wheel in that room. So it's not the end of the world, but I got really good RNG there. But wheel is really useful because it's, well, never mind. Wheel sucks. I lied. No, wheel's really good because it's really fast and it makes your rooms coming up pretty easy. But what I'm going to be trying to do is at the very end, there's this mini boss. I'm going to be dropping wheel instead of for Spark. And Spark's very good at killing mini bosses because it's just like a bunch of damage, like boom, 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 boom.
You're gonna go
Oh,
for
yeah.
the mix.
But I'm playing on the Japanese version of the game, which makes this mix incredibly
Oh, that's
easy
great.
if I'm not bad. And I got bad RNG, so I'm not going for the mix.
I think that's the
is it?
easier patterning. Mix. Oh,
No,
okay,
he
wait.
blew up!
Nice.
I was too slow. Basically, you want to...
Yeah, I remember back in the day we had like flow charts for like
Yeah.
every single pattern. I don't remember all of them before, but
yeah, but...
basically it's interesting. That's one of the only version differences in this game is there's a weird quirk where in the Japanese version, if you inhale 2 enemies at the same time, along with an ability star, the roulette will actually start according to what your ability star is. So you can kind of manipulate
Yeah, and-
mixes. And I don't know what route Rox is doing in World 6, but
it
might
will 100%... If my D-Rust run from earlier is any indication, it will 100% cam it in. But anyway, that mix...
Yeah, but in the American version, the ability star isn't factored in whatsoever, so it's just
Yeah,
interesting.
the only other version differences that I can think of, that I know of, is when you soft reset the game, which is just hitting L, what is it? LR start select, to like
Yeah, I
AB
think it's
start select, something
AB
like that.
start select.
To head into like, you know, the main reset the game. It soft resetting on the Japanese version is 2 seconds faster than on English, but hopefully if all things go well, I won't have to soft reset. But right here, another wheel mix.
This is
Uh-oh. Hold on, time out. Another wheel mix. This is 4-4 wheel mix.
Ooh,
People
very
meme on me
nice.
for going on it, but I found a pretty consistent setup. So who came up winning anyway?
There's just like random wheel mixes everywhere that save.
Yeah, that one
like,
saves 3 seconds and loses 8.
That's
There's a wheel
that's
in
how
this
this
room.
game is.
So like, yeah. There's no wheel mixes where it's like useful. But I drop wheel again there to grab Spark, and then we're fighting everyone's favorite mini boss. This is Fan. We'll be more on Fan later, but he gave me really nice pattern. He jumped there.
Yeah.
The bipedal elephant, no arms.
Yeah, so a little bit more history here. The old route used to inhale Fan after eating him and just use throw in that next room as intended. But then I was routing an absolute meme category and found out that just keeping Spark is faster. So
Yeah, it was you and Sniper, right?
That was an interesting
Didn't Sniper
day.
also find like
Well, Sniper then found a good route
found
in
the
the
good power of the strat in the arena coming up.
And then so then he saved even more time. And I think it went from like 2
4.
seconds to like
Yeah.
3.5.
Something
or
incredibly minor.
Yeah.
Anyway, this arena, I used to love it with throw, now I hate it. Because... but basically, I have to be really fast to...
Really not
because that can
that much
happen! You just get caught on the ledge, and then you get comboed to the...
I mean,
around
if
the
you're
world!
bad.
Because it's...
Skill problem.
it's so bad! My throwback!
Major skill.
Anyway, we're getting birding back because birding is good for these next coming rooms. I'm trying to do a little, like, I don't know, skip type thing where I go here. You can just burn through Gordos, which is kind of nice. And the spike hitboxes are only on the very bottom. So it looks like I get hit. I didn't get hit. You can just go through. You can skip going through all over the top, all around town. Just burn through it. Anyway, we're into 4-6 with the most forgettable switch in the game. The switch that I've lost the most run to forgetting. Are you kidding me, man? Okay, so that was incredibly cringe.
Don't die.
What I just got there is like this weird thing that can happen where sometimes after the bomb block explodes, those regular blocks, it still has a hitbox. And what just happened, I bonked on the hitbox, which caused me to get hit by the Scarfy and take damage, which makes this fight a little scary. TikTok can be not fun! Go away!
That was way too close.
No!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I was like, there's no way, right?
Okay, so now we have to do this fight powerless, which is way slower.
Sliding into your DMs. It's faster if you can get a double star off of this, but he didn't even get 2 seconds.
I don't even know if you can get a double star.
Yeah, so another thing about rocks in this community is he is well known for having like an extremely high like skill ceiling. Like when he's on, like, he gets crazy PVs, but the other 95% of the time he's the most inconsistent rock.
That's not the Switch community, okay? I've been taking a little break with this game, and because I've been playing it for way too long, and I started playing.
I mean, I can tell you by like 3 years of experience that he's like this even when he's
That's true. But I started playing Super Mario Galaxy 2. I picked that up and recently Super Mario Odyssey because I don't know, Mario's fun. I guess he's not cute, but it's fun. You can do a little movement. But
Kirby's cuter.
Very true. But however, I was like, okay, I'm gonna completely change my mentality on like how I'm gonna learn. I'm not gonna reset as much. I'm gonna go for like not the hardest strats in the world. And yet I still play on Hour Off Sob. I don't understand it. It's really funny.
This is what we call a rocks moment.
There's a lot of those. Right here, this is Krakow. This is the Boss of World 4. I'm gonna go for the craft singles, which is a mispronunciation of Krakow singles. By craft singles, like those slices of cheese. And I messed them up and got hit. And now cannot get this wand. Please get the wand.
This whole boss plus the level
That's funny.
beforehand, or like not the level, but the beginning part is just letting a big execution test for high jump cancels, pretty much.
Yep. But we're heading to World 5, and World 5 is. I think is this your favorite world? I think it is. I remember it being your favorite world.
Yeah, I used to be super.
And then
good at this world.
Japan happened. Japan took over.
I mean, I'm still good at it.
But you haven't played the game in 2 years. No. More lore.
I mean, that's true.
More
Like
lore.
3.
Basically, we have stone because stone falls really fast. But more lore. Back every, I would say like March/April. That's we're not where the door is. Of every year, we actually host the Kirby Series Relay Race, which is a team between 2 Western teams and 2 Japanese teams. That happens. It's like 15 Kirby games. It's like 12 hours long. And what? I just saw the title. What the heck? The category on the stream.
Hey, I think he's hit the wheel mix more than
true.
he's missed it. Okay, let's be charitable. I know I've been the one roasting him the most.
That's really funny. Anyway, what was I? But yeah, so basically, what it's meant to do is like have some Kirby runners learn different Kirby games and like play more Kirby games. And it's like really cool. And it happens like it's a nice jump. It happens 3 times a year. This is Pop Ball set. Shouts to Patachu. He invented the strat. You can just ball. Ball's really interesting. We'll get into ball in just a moment. But basically, I forgot to do the strat. I'm going back now and doing the strat. Basically, you can do this with ball.
What commitment?
Really hell. I managed to mess up. Yeah, I didn't even do it right. But basically, on the Japanese team, 2 years ago, this is Tonkers, Fast Bonkers. This is hard. This is hard to say this story.
Listen to Tonkers.
Basically, this runner named Wakaza, who was originally the guy at Squeak Squad, which is you'll see immediately after this. Started playing Niddle and got so good so quickly, and destroyed everyone. 1 year later, another Japanese runner by the name of Miri6, who also played Squeak Squad. Not to the level of Wakaza, as Wakaza does, but still played Squeak Squad. Very good runner. And very good runner of the other GBA Kirby game, Amazing Mirror. Has a record in both categories there by a lot. Absolutely turned these categories upside down and included the Meta Nightmare category, which is like the meta, basically, which is another, it's like a sub game mode of this game, which you unlock by getting 200%, which is beating 100% on both normal and extra mode. So basically just 100% twice because there's no difference.
Yeah,
anyway, these are Shasta and Shasta Mr. Shasta, who has ran this game for a lot of time, and that was not the cleanest, but it worked. Anyway, but Miri, insane. Lowered the record by a minute. And so...
I think Miri has MK Niddle record by like a minute.
Which is insane, because when the record before Miri got that record, we thought like, yeah, this is incredibly optimized. It can only go down for like a few more seconds. Also, this is a 2-frame input to not bonk here, and I got it both times. Ah!
That was unfortunate.
I'm sorry. You're supposed to jump there?
Yeah, that's.
I'm...
You know, I'd say like that's like a perfectly cut rock scream, but we get like 3 of those every day. So like, that's the other thing you're known for screaming. It's funny. So it makes for good commentary here. But yeah, we got this arena here, and these axe knights can be a bit annoying because if you mistime your star spits, then they can actually swing at them and break it so that it doesn't hit them. But
all right, right here we've got the second best round in the game. This is ball swag. Oh, hold on. Let me try that again. Ball swag is free. Basically, it's called ball swag because you're in ball. And look at this. It's the coolest looking. Hold on.
Very free.
Hold on. It's free. And anyway, we're gonna get the switch here. I'm going back down and doing the 80% strat. It's too cool to not show off. We're doing a strat that I found personally called Rocks Ball. Basically, but that's not what it's called. Oh wait, I got the Hondo version. Let's go. Basically, if you jam yourself in a ledge, like a Kirby high wide gap, start balling, in both forms of the world, using the ball and crying, and
he's balling.
And like playing basketball, that one too. If you start doing that, you get a ton of like height momentum buildup, and then when you exit the gap, you just like explode with vertical velocity and momentum. and you go super high in the air. And I found it, and it's called Rock Ball because it's cool. So I named it after myself because I was 17 and narcissistic, and still am. Well, not 17. I'm not 17.
But yeah, no, so that's the short form. The real
the
name
real
of that
name?
strat starts with high
Yeah,
flying,
it's
gravity
the high flying,
defying,
gravity
and then I
defying.
don't remember the other like.
I can't remember it. It's somewhere. SK is, but it's like
It's a whole paragraph. It's long.
I pulled up a rhyme dictionary, and every word that rhymes with flying or is like close to it, literally every single word on whatever website I used. All right, I made some sort of like rhyme with it, like high flying, gravity defying, fireline is crying, SK is verifying, Sasha Schwartz and Kirby. This is, and it's like 4 minutes long to read through the entire thing. Anyway, another wheel mix there. That one saves 2 seconds.
So because he missed the wheel cancel into the door, he lost time. It saves half a second if you hit the wheel cancel into the door, which is like a 3-frame window. So nobody goes for it next time.
Right here, this is really important. That's not that. Wait, hold on. Time out.
Rox needs to inhale 2 wheelies at once.
What's my plan here? Okay. Here, I got the plan. Here's the plan.
It might just be.
I'm so smart. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
let's do that.
Basically, what I just did, nice downward. It's called an insta mix. Basically, if you hold down, you can buffer the first ability in the mix roulette. And 2 wheels, it ends up into hammer. And hammer is really important because it's the only ability in this game that can break metal blocks underwater. And that is incredibly necessary because in this next room, I need to break metal blocks underwater. Which is why I got hammer. And it's...
I mean, technically, so can UFO.
Can UFO? I don't know if UFO can. Okay. Well, no one in the right mind's got a UFO there. But hammer's also incredibly convenient because the boss coming up, Heavy Mole, who is the worst boss ever. There's so many invisibility frames. I can go on. I should make it. I've been saying this for years, but I need to make a 25-minute long video essay on why Heavy Mole is the worst boss in speedrunning. But anyway, what Heavy Mole sucks. But Heavy Mole hammer does a ton of damage to Heavy Mole, as you'll see. Like, boom, that's like a 1/6 of his health. But you see me waiting approximately a quarter century before hitting my next move, because the amount of iframes on this. Wait, does he have less iframes than JP? That felt like nothing.
I don't think so. He doesn't. It's not that bad.
I might need to do some testing. I might have found something. Anyway, Heavy Mole sucks, and it went pretty cleanly. In any percent actor, we do a ball mix because we've been really bad at explaining it because we've been telling dumb stories and dumb jokes the entire time. But in any percent, well, ball does a ton of damage to all bosses. So basically, whenever any percent can, it uses ball for the bosses, and it goes back to 5/6, so it's a ball mix, which is similar timing to the wheel mix in 1/1. And it saves not much. I need wheel, dude. How did I not get hit?
I'm not actually even sure if the any percent record uses ball. It's one of those strats that saves like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it looks cool. Anyway, this room is really difficult.
It looks
really difficult with wheel. It's just not meant for it. I mixed for it because, wheel's fast, but that was pretty clean.
Yeah, this is another one of those things where Marsh is like, yeah, we should use wheel here, except it's really hard, but we should use it.
Yeah, this one it does save 10 seconds. This one's worth it. But right here, should I go for the mix?
Always.
I'm going for the mix.
Why would you?
Okay,
you
well,
have wheel already.
I'm going for it.
Wait.
I don't care. I'm going for it. I can always stop reset if I don't get it. Or I can do the stupid smart one. Anyway, right here, this is the RNG. I picked the wrong way!
Okay, just get it up to Sparkies.
Anyway,
probably.
We'll
see.
If you get the beam dude first, you can do like an instant. I think it's insta. Where this is unfortunate.
Oh no.
Nice.
Where you get I think it's stone, and you need stone because stone and hammer are the only abilities I can break. Wait, is this instant or auto? I can't remember. I've known this so long. Okay.
It's auto.
Basically, auto is like, I don't touch anything, it'll let the roulette run out. And, yeah. Anyway, please get the switch.
So yeah, that's like probably the intended method because they put 2 sparkles there and it autos to hammer. Pretty obscure for a kid's game, I gotta say. Anyway,
basically, I grab high jump here. This saves 0.2 because I'll get rid of it now. And this is another wheel mix. Wait for burning. Boom. This saves a lot more. This one saves also like a second. There's a lot of very small minor time saves that you can just route out if you don't like doing. If you don't think it's worth it. It's a very beginner friendly run. And actually another alternative is use Tornado, which only uses 20 seconds to the super top route. And
all right. Yeah. Worst mix in the game coming up here.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Everyone get your popcorn, we could be here for a while. Basically, what I would need is UFO. It's the only major sequence break in the game. It takes like 15 seconds. That's not how you do it. I need to respawn that guy. Basically, do you see this flamer? You see that flamer? I hate it here.
Oh, Throw's mad.
Throw's mad. So basically, I need throw. Please give me throw. Please give me throw.
Oh, yeah,
no, please give me throw. No.
Wait, is because Throw usable?
No, but I can use the JP mix.
Yeah, because it's JP, so he can.
Backdrop is 2 before. 2. Basically, UFO. It's a super long roulette, so you have to wait. Like, I don't know how to do the JP mix. I'm gonna be honest. I've never done it with the JP version before.
Kind of.
It's hard the JP mix, yeah.
Rox, you used to use a metronome for this, didn't you? When you were doing like.
I used to use the metronome for this, and it never worked.
This one is like 20th in the sequence. It's like really long, but it saves a
it saves 15 seconds. Nice B button, man.
So this one was found by the former world record holder for both categories. I hate one dude.
Stop getting back. If this was backdrop, if I need a backdrop for this, I'd be so good at it, man. You'd have no idea. It's just like if you needed Mike. If Mike was fast in the first level of the game, stop getting backdrop. Reminder: this is a 4-frame window, and I keep hitting the same one.
The consistency is actually unbelievable.
Okay. That's one after UFO. I'm so.
We'll get.
Oh my god, dude! This is.
So the intended strat is to grab a laser in another like close by a room and like light a fuse using that, but you can sequence break it with UFO because
yeah, we did it.
There we go. First try.
There we go.
Oh, it's
also pretty
fast.
fast.
Just 2 fully charged shots, boom, done. And then, basically, what you're supposed to do is grab hammer from bunkers to break that block, and then you're supposed to go all the way down here. You go, you swim. You actually didn't swim to break this bomb block, but you go in the room at the top right, which has a laser in it. Then you go back in this room. Okay, that's the wrong way. Laser that way. Go in. Laser the wall, and then it hits the You basically use laser, but UFO also has a laser, and it also has the ability to break the metal blocks. So that's why UFO saves a lot of time. It's like the only big sequence break in the game. However, it is a 4-frame input, and it is 35 minutes into the run. And a lot of runs die here. Wow, we're really just adding all these percents.
Yeah. I may have been doing some things. Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Percent. Every run is off percent. Even as an
true,
emote.
I do have an emote. I have 2 emotes actually. One of them's animated. I know. I'm such an incredible streamer. Anyway, basically we don't keep UFO. Yeah, we don't keep UFO through doors because the devs were like, yeah, if we let people do this, it'd be a little broken. They did that in the original Kirby's Adventure version, and they still managed to.
Well, they actually don't.
Yeah, but there's a glitch. Anyway, this is. Hold on, let me try this again. Anyway.
Are you doing
of course
this?
Anyway, I think it's 3rd. It's 2nd. I need burning coming up for 6, 5, and 6, 6. And it's a really hard setup.
Can't you do the thing where you like use the sword and then like JP mix off of it? I thought that was fun.
Oh, you're right. Anyway, that's the US version of it.
Okay.
And it might look like I'm a,
American.
I forgot. I recently only got the Japanese version, so I'm still not used to it. I'm also not derusted at all. Okay, I haven't touched this category in like around a long time, and I kind of completely forgot I was doing this show until like last week. I was like, oh, maybe I should derust, and then approximately had a final exam I had to study for, so I did not like do anything at all. And I'm like, I'll do a run today, and then I was like on a really bad pace, like at this level, was like, and then died and game over, and I was like, yeah, that's enough derust. So that's how much derust I've done.
Excellent.
All right, how much time is he gonna lose on 7-2?
I did practice that. That is the one thing I did practice.
Is it gonna be more than 8 to 9 seconds?
It's true. If you lose more than 8 to 9 seconds in 7-2, you're owed. What do you owe, MK? I forget what it is. Like $20? It's like $20 or something. Was the joke?
I don't know. Did I specify? No. But basically, I have a
this game.
guide for 7-2, which.
Well, there goes that mix.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to do the super cringe.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it when we get there. There's still a lot more.
So basically, MK ran Hundo. There. Oh, that was so close. I'm on burning, and laser is right after burning, which is unfortunate. If laser was right before burning, I could just do an instant mix, but it's not. But MK before. What is it after? I can't remember what it is.
After beam, I don't remember. Just do fire.
What is it for fire?
Oh no, I meant just
don't mix for fire.
I
Just
don't remember
crap.
where burning is on fire.
It's 3.
Oh,
Gonna
Basically, what I'm trying to say
this. Okay,
is,
so yeah.
please respawn. I need the hot to respawn. Basically, burning's fast, right? As I was saying,
Rock's going for
Burn-
every mix.
burning's fast, right? I'm going with fire. I don't even care at this point. There's an estimate I need to finish under, which I don't think I am. Anyway, but burning's really fast there because you can light that torch and, have burning, which is fast. And burning's so useful for the next level. So unbelievably useful that I will probably be mixing for it in the next level because it's really easy to mix for it in the next level. But it's like the next level is made for burning as opposed to literally anything else.
Yeah. So it's funny because the route for Hundo went from not mixing for burning to mixing for burning at 6.6 to mixing for burning at 6.5 to mixing for burning at 6.4.
So basically right here, I think it's first off spark. If I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. I think it's second. I was supposed to get both of you guys. Where?
Could
I know,
just
but burning's
double
cool and
star.
fast. Alright, I'm going for this one more time. That doesn't count as an attempt. There we go. Alright, so.
Nice.
Oh,
Yay!
nice.
Something
Got
went
it.
right. Anyway, burning can also break the blocks. But burning in this next room is really important because this next room is the worst room that anyone has ever stepped foot in. Okay? In real life, we're in a game. It's horrible. Basically, it's like 8 UFOs.
That was unfortunate.
Well,
UFO room is
no.
not fun because these patterns the UFO take is pretty much completely random and really hard to actually deal with.
yeah, they just like ram straight into you. Burning helps mitigate it somewhat,
Oh,
but I mean, Rock's got heavy there.
That's fine. I did it on
so
purpose.
you can
I
do
did it
a
on
double
purpose.
star
That was on
setup
purpose.
Okay, well.
if you keep an ability into it.
That was on purpose.
Oh, that was almost.
I'm gonna try something here. Wow, they're jumping in sync. So I need these guys to give me good RNG, and I'm gonna try to manipulate them.
Oh no! Wait.
Okay, this should do it. I just need them to get close to each other. Please get close to each other. That is approximately the opposite of what I was asking for. I need this guy to charge. Oh, he charged.
Now they're never
Okay.
gonna stop
Anyway.
tossing blocks.
Oh, please do it.
I was like 4.
No,
4. I was going for
he
wheel
was
there.
going for a wheel mix.
Wheel there saves literally like
It's
a
Niddle,
quarter
so
of a
what else
second.
would it be?
Yeah, wheel saves like quarter of a second because it's for this room.
Yeah, I don't think it
That's
saves
And it only saves time to get good RNG from the Frosties, but it looks sick. It's so cool. Anyway, this arena sucks,
Yeah.
but it's also really fun. But it all depends on how well it goes. And right now it's going absolutely horrendously, so it's not a good. I don't die.
Don't die.
I win these. Never mind. I know what
Famous final words.
That's fine. You respawn right here anyway.
Probably the most common soft reset point is after this arena and before Meta Knight, because it's pretty common to leave this arena with 1 or 2 health, and that makes the Meta Knight fight incredibly risky. So better to just take the soft reset than potentially die and lose more time.
That's the wrong jump button. And by the wrong jump button, I mean not the jump button. Anyway, we're heading into everyone's favorite boss, Meta Knight. Meta Knight kind of sucks. Completely random. Well, not completely.
Yeah. He can like randomly,
Yeah, he can randomly block your attacks, or he can not, and he can randomly attack you. He's being nice for now.
Oh, he was being nice until he wasn't.
And then he likes to just hang out.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
right
good.
outside your
I would take that
sword range.
I would take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Except like Tuesdays. Maybe Tuesdays I would want better RNG. But every other day I'm not fine with that.
Tuesday is good RNG days. This is
it
how
really
it
is.
works.
Dang, Harper, we gotta reschedule our really.
Let's go.
So yeah, we're in World 7. This is the last world of the game. Well, yeah, it's the last world of the game with actual levels in it.
Last actual world in the game, not counting. Pretty much every Kirby game has a final world that's just one boss level.
I messed up my timing there, so I had to play it safe to get the burning here. We do need burning. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. I need to play it safe here, otherwise I'm gonna die. Oh.
Wow.
I was gonna say,
wow.
That is unfortunate.
burned there.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna actually grab Spark.
So yeah, this is like the 2014
This is like before,
strat.
like, I don't know. This strat was made before the game came out. Am I getting...
The shadows to Suzuri,
What the
who is like an ancient Japanese runner.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is still
the
around.
estimate got changed.
For finding sword.
No, actually, I think the correct estimate. Oh my god. And so another old meme for me is that I would always stop, land on the thing. Oh my god. This is the worst from the game. I don't know if anyone was paying attention.
Maybe we should stop talking about rocks.
No, I'm not
my.
gonna die. I'm so good. I'm so smart. Anyway, was that I would always get, without fail, 52. Every no reset I did. A 52. Yeah, without
I
fail.
remember that. That was so
Also, this is the most important mix in the game. It's the ball mix. How do you mess up ball mix, man? That's day one stuff.
Yeah, if you mess up ball mix, you have to take a death there.
instant.
Although Rocks now has no
Hold the
lives
aim.
left, so
I don't die.
on the
it's
verge of
fine.
a game over here.
I've never died before in my life.
Technically, sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
That's
so the upcoming level 7-2. So it's the mini boss rush, and Ball is by far the fastest ability to do it with, but also kind
yeah,
of really,
ball is incredibly
so
difficult to use at any level, top level, mid level, bad level, any level.
Bad level.
Yeah, trust me. 5-2 is a bad level, okay? It's hard to use it in 5-2. Anyway, this is 7-2. Basically, we go up, we hope he does, give me the pixel, I did not get the pixel. There's like one pixel you can stand in where he doesn't hit you, and then he dies. And then you have to get out of the ball and get rid of the corpse. Do not get hit by the corpse. I'm also notorious for hitting every corpse after the dude dies. This is Fan, you want him to roll. He did not roll, that is very not cool of him. He's gonna roll right now. Oh
no.
Fan and Bugsy are the worst.
Yeah, that's like the worst.
That was like the
pattern.
worst possible pattern.
But he
Yeah,
backed
but
it up
I'm
pretty well,
the backup king. Anyway, you want him to charge. They're not being nice. That was good back
But
there.
yeah, no, there's like I have like a 19-minute video that just has like a flowchart.
Yep, and he says, and I quote, well, maybe not verbatim, but close enough. Yeah, if you lose more than 8 to 9 seconds in 7-2, then you're bad or something. He said something like that because that was
Wow.
Classic MK moment.
classic MK moment. No, but it's like in this video, you should never lose. The video's titled "Never Lose More Than 7 or 8 to 9 seconds in 7-2 ever again." Like super clickbaity.
Title.
It's really funny.
That's in the description.
Oh, it's in the description. Okay, my bad.
The video is very scuffed too because I don't have any like good video editing software. I'm pretty sure I literally assembled it in Movie Maker. So
On your like
cool.
2007 like Dell computer.
Yeah. I don't. Did I miss it?
It was a long time ago.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, no, I used
knew
to
this.
have the record for both 80% and Hundo in this game before Japan kind of took over and told me. But those were cool times. Yeah, they're still good times now.
Wow. MK's mad. His records got stolen. Okay, I've been waiting to bop MK in this category for so long.
MK
And then I
Matt
stopped
changed a
from
little
the
bit.
Just salty that the record in the game he hasn't played in 3 years got taken. I'm
Well,
not
I
playing
mean,
record running.
I don't know.
Oh, this is cool. UFO mix.
I'm trying to remember.
Hold on.
Doesn't UFO Mix lose time?
Yes. No. It optimally.
Excellent.
Okay. Optimally, it saves. I hate it here.
Bro's
Optimally,
mad.
yeah, throws like I said, one before UFO. Optimally, UFO saves like 0.2. However, I will not be doing this optimally because I don't know how to do it, and I always forget to like learn. Every single time, without fail.
Wow.
Every time I get the world's worst 6-3, I get 7-4 first try. It's the same mix as 6-3. Oh my god, I'm so mad.
Yeah, no, so this doesn't actually save any time, but it's still a 6
Yeah, you can
sequence
shoot the
break.
block, hit that, and you don't have to go all the way around. The reason
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
shoot the
save
ball.
time though is because we don't have Spark. And the normal route for normal people is to get Spark in the room before that room.
So now he has to do this with
Yeah.
Crash and hope he doesn't. get
And now we got a very RNG dependent
See what
strat. I'm gonna go up here because I don't know the movement.
Yeah, this
Playing this safe.
again is like the 20.
But basically,
2014
here's the cool thing. You want him to charge.
before- I can't
Boom.
remember.
So it looks like I'm gonna get hit, but I don't. Give me good RNG, please, please. Oh my god, today is a great day. That guy, that wheelie can literally spend hours of your life just rolling around the arena, not giving you any way of, any way of hurting him. I've lost literal minutes in that fight alone, just to RNG. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. That guy can be the worst person I've ever met in my life. He's not invited to the dinner parties. 7-6. You might have recognized this level from the game we just saw, Kirby's Dream Land 1. However, if you want my truthful opinion, just play the game and play this level, and you'll get the gist of KDL 1. And yeah, I'll throw shade. It's fine. I'm not a KDL 1 fan. Anyway, but this is like.
Hey, the estimate went down.
Oh, it did go down. That's accurate. My BPT is a 54. Yeah. Oh, that was really close. Anyway, this room sucks because of that tablet that you see on the bottom of my screen right now. His name is Frank, and he's the worst. We don't like Frank.
Wait, I didn't. We had a name.
I came up with him right
new.
now. Anyway, he's killed so many runs across the community, like so many, because of just standing in the middle and you can't do anything about it. So you either have to wait like 10 seconds before you move, or just take the damage and lose a year and a half. And it can be really frustrating. Right here, this is the last
Mix of the run. Oh,
You
yeah,
fall.
I said it.
And then right here, you go to the moon. Last switch of the run. That moon, you just go to it. And then you fall with ball. And ball actually has the same top falling speed as stone. Just, more fun. All right. So we have the final boss of the game. It's so final. Definitely not the last. This is ball. I'm going over for the pass strat. I position myself right here. I jump. I hold ball. I get rid of ball. I go over here and I get bad RNG. So now nothing I do matters. Optimally, you want him to stay on the right side.
Right,
Optimally, you want him to stay on the right side. So you can just you can beat him in 4 seconds, just falling up and down and up and down and up and down. It's sick.
But yeah, you can see.
Anyway, we're in the final boss sequence for real. This is the orb, the nightmare orb. I am so bad at the orb for no reason. Basically, it's like a little like two-hoo shooter type thing. I wouldn't say two-hoo, toho. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's like a bullet dodging simulator 20,002. But I'm not doing very well at dodging the bullets. I need at least one health before, or I need obviously need at least one health. I need to have a health in reserve. Oh, that was so bad. Usually you want to kill him before he charges and then goes back. That was even close. That wasn't even close to close, actually. Anyway.
Yeah, interestingly enough, if you're like a casual and you're not super good at this game, it actually has a time limit where if you run out of time, it flies away and then you get squished against the ground at the top of the
Does he actually? I
had
did not
no
know
idea that was a
I had
thing.
no idea. That's crazy.
Okay, dropping the knowledge.
Really?
Knowledge bomb.
Roxy didn't know that after running this game.
I'm not
4
that
years?
bad.
Rox is never
Okay,
timed
anyway,
out.
6 hits
Let's
in
go.
Nightmare. We're gonna try to do some early hits right here. Boom, first one, nice and easy. Second one, I'm gonna stand right in the middle here, and right as he crosses the middle of the screen, I went too early. But anyway, you can keep him on the same side and make him not do that. Third one, he goes up, and then boom, you get hit him. Then right here, we're gonna stand in the middle again for the 4th hit. We're gonna do what's called the early hit. Oh, I messed up the manip. It's fine. We do the early hit. We take damage, and yeah, and then we hit him. That was, I don't know how that
How
would
did
have
you still
wanted.
get
You can
that?
also, so there's 2 forms of damage. There's the projectile of the star rod, and there's also the this attack, the melee attack. So basically what you want to do, oh, time, by the way,
you
that's
don't
time.
want the melee attack.
Also, basically,
GG.
it's 6 hits. That could have gone better. However,
Thank you for showing us. It was actually really. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for sure.
I had a lot of fun. I hope everyone else had fun today. This run wasn't supposed to be record or anything. I hope you didn't expect that, because holy crap, oh my god.
Yeah, Rox's PB is
It's 4209. Yeah, my PB is 4209. Let's see where this run went wrong. Oh, look at that, everywhere. But yeah, thanks for having me, Rue.
Yeah,
Appreciate
of
it.
course.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you, MK and Hybrid, for commentating. Shouts to the entire,
anytime.
shouts to the Kirby community. Y'all are great.
Aw.
Yeah, join the Discord if you want to learn any game, this game, any game. We're all super helpful, funny, friendly. Most of us are funny. MK's not funny, but everyone else is pretty funny.
Wait.
Wow. I don't know if I should say bird or. I mean, we do have the birding mix, so. Yeah.
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 But stay tuned. Next up, we got a really, really sick run. If you thought this run was sick, then you're right, it is sick. But next up, we also have a really sick run. It's Squeak Hundo with Hybrid. And Hybrid's gonna put on some form of a show. I don't know which kind, but we'll see which one.
If you thought Rox is rusty, then you ain't seen nothing yet.
Alright. Well, on that note, we are going to end here and we're going to transition to Pro Hybrid's Squeak Squad run right now. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back with you shortly.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hello, everybody. This is Rue. I am putting on my show tonight called Legally Cute. And before we get into the swing of things with the next run, I just wanted to say a few things. We have always all the subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support our weekly hotfix content. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy these weekly hotfix shows. And if you are watching on YouTube, go to the twitch.tv. I always say / Okay, so quick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Alrighty, our next run I am looking forward to. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I had a great time tonight. Pro Hybrid is no longer commentary. Pro Hybrid is now the runner. And we're going to play Kirby Squeak Squad. Yay! We got a whole squeaky squad. Anywho, say hi, Pro, and whenever you're ready, let me know, and I'll do the countdown.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pro Hybrid, and yeah, this is Kirby Squeak Squad for the DS. I'm playing it on Wii U Virtual Console, and this is going to be the 100% category. Should take a little more than an hour, or about an hour 20 for the estimate. So yeah, if you want to count down now, I am good to go.
Awesome. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Alrighty. So immediately going to start off by skipping the cutscene, and I'm going to do an inhale here so I don't bounce. If you don't have an ability in this game, sliding is actually really fast, and this cool little tech I did right there is I slid off a ledge while holding up, and it allows you to do this slide boost, get an insane amount of momentum really quickly, and just fly across the stage. So this is a 100% category, and the main distinguish between 100% and any percent is there's 120 chests in this game, most of which are not mandatory. A small handful are mandatory, so 100% is getting all of them. And most levels will have anywhere from 1 to 3 chests you typically will be getting from the opposing Squeak Squad, except from this level. So starting off with Fire here, which is a really good ability. It kind of combines fire and burning from Nightmare and Dreamland from what we just saw. So until I grab Wheel, which is incredibly broken in this game, I'm going to be using Fire for a little bit. So goal game at the end of every level, just like Nightmare and Dreamland, but thankfully there's nothing you have to time. You just can grab some abilities from the cannon if you want, or some health. So one big gimmick of this game comes from the use of storing abilities and such and power-ups in your inventory. So you can have 5 slots at most. And especially compared to any percent, 100% has a lot of inventory management because most levels you'll need to have maybe up to 3 chests, but there's a lot of things like extra wheels or other abilities, candies for bosses, things that you want to be able to keep in stockpile. So going to be doing best to manage my inventory and keep the right items at the right times.
That's interesting. Are all the items... Oh, sorry.
No, all good.
With all the items that you have to manage in the inventory, I'm very fascinated on learning on how that works in the speedrun.
And there's also, it really depends run to run because there's a lot of, I'll get into it in the first little moment here because the first example is coming up, but there's a lot of RNG and route changes that can happen based on what you have in your inventory. You're going to need certain things at certain times, but depending on what you have or don't have, they'll definitely end up changing the route. So for example, I'm hopefully going to get a wheel from this, about a 1 in 6 chance, and I actually do, which is awesome. I now don't have to re-enter this level to mix for wheel. So that's a big time save that you get 1 in every 6 runs, and usually not something I'd reset till I get wheel, but if you do manage to get it, you're going to be on a good pace early. So I'm going to grab Animal here real quick to grab this chest. Animal is kind of like Drill in the new Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Its primary ability is digging. And a bit of a cutscene glitch here is I'm going to spit out the chest, and for some reason, and I can't even explain why, it reduces the length of that cutscene that appears by a lot. I'd say about half a dozen seconds. So grab these 2 chests, and typically what would you do if you wouldn't have a wheel, so say I didn't get it from that, I wasn't lucky and I didn't get it there, is you would re-enter that level and you do a mix off of 2 of the burning enemies. But thankfully, I'm able to just go on to 1-4. Don't have to worry about that. So, Wheel is incredibly broken in this game. One big difference between this game and Nightmare and Dreamland is you can jump out of a wheel, and as you can see, you get insane amounts of height when doing these wheel jumps. Not even sure how they were doing this, because Nightmare and Dreamland wheel is pretty good, but you can't jump that, a bit more limited. They buffed it quite a bit in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and then in Squeak Squad, they went all out and just allowed you to do some crazy things with wheel. Also, if you turn around before you do the wheel jump, you gain a little bit of extra height too. So I'm going to grab this chest, which is going to trigger the boss to come. Oh, don't want that to happen, because if I get hit in one of these bosses, you drop your chest. What I want to actually do is pin him in the corner and then just go back and forth like this. And then once you do enough damage, he naps for a little bit, and if he gets up right away, that's a good pattern. But he's got to sleep for a little bit and just waste a few more seconds. That can happen. Not a big deal, though. So you have a bit of invulnerability when you do those turns, but I misspaced a few, so I got hit. Not a big deal, though.
So with the wheel, I actually like finding out that the wheel and the height is so high. It goes really high, and it goes really fast.
Yeah, it's honestly incredibly broken, and there's quite a few opportunities in the game to sort of showcase that.
I'm excited for that.
We're gonna do some wheel turns. You are vulnerable while turning with wheel, so sometimes it's better to just unwheel and then do like turn around with outside of the wheel and do that, but it depends on the situation. And then here's a situation where doing a little like wheel reverse gives me a little bit of extra height, which allows me to reach that which I wouldn't otherwise be able to with just a normal wheel jump. Grab that chest, you can break those blocks using wheel. So yeah, you can get just an insane amount of height on some of these to scale through some of these obstacles.
The last level, I don't even know. Like, I was just up, done. I was super,
honestly, it is.
fast.
It's pretty ridiculous. Grab this chest and then avoid the boss. If you drop your chest and they grab it, they're gonna go into like these little castles, and it pretty much is like a little extra mini boss fight, which wastes quite a bit of time. So definitely don't want to have to deal with that. And this level is incredibly short. There's only one chest. It's kind of a bit of a gimmick level with a whole bunch of barrels all over the place. And we got our first question mark bubble of the run. So one thing I want to explain about mixes is there's two kinds of mixes in this game. Actually, there's three kinds of mixes in this game, if believe it or not. So you can mix off of abilities like regular, like we saw a lot in Nightmare and Dreamland. You can mix off of 2 items in your inventory, which is how I got wheel. And then these question marks are also a different kind of random mix. So there's a lot you can do in terms of mixing this game. So for the DDD fight, I'm trying to unwheel when I get to the corner, which, because if I don't unwheel, I'll bounce off the wall and then bonk into DDD. I'm also going to float to the top of the screen here because the chest is going to fall, and I'm going to grab it slightly faster if I float to the top of the screen. So going to skip cutscene here, and this is a bit of an unusual property. It's the only time in any Kirby game I can really think of this where you actually drop directly into the next level on a Kirby game where you actually otherwise have a level select screen. It's the only time it happens. So you just go right into 2-1. So what I actually should have done in that last room is gone for the question mark mix. The way these things work is it's a set roulette, but the order that you start in, it's a set roulette order. It always is the same, but the position you start in is always random, and you can get pretty much anything off these mixes. Most of the time, what I want to be getting is candies, because candies can be used on many of the bosses and mini bosses. It makes them a lot easier because it gives you invulnerability. But sometimes you want to use it to grab a wheel. Sometimes you want to use it to grab big stars, which can break metal blocks. Pretty much anything you want you can get from a question mark, but typically there's only a handful of things that you really need most of the time. And wheels and spare wheels and candies are definitely the most valuable.
So, candy, is it what I think it is, where we're going to be, like, invulnerable?
Oh yeah, definitely. And the fact that you can like stockpile them in your inventory and save them for specific bosses is incredibly broken. Because honestly, I think Squeak Squad has some of the harder bosses in this series, which is kind of funny because this is also one of the only Kirby games where you can kind of cheese most of the bosses with invincibility candies, and that's definitely a large part of the routing. Making sure for the last 4 or 5 bosses in this game, you have an invincibility candy in your inventory.
Okay.
A bit of a wheel jump right there. Oh, yes, sir.
I was gonna say, I'm excited to see the boss fights with the invincible candies and the stock fights.
Yeah, most of the earlier ones we will do with an ability, but once we hit, I think it's World 5 onwards, I don't think we fight a single normal boss regularly. So I'm gonna grab this chest, and I'm also gonna go. I want to avoid getting hit there. Could have been a bit of an issue. But yeah, I'm gonna grab 2 question mark bubbles, and I'm gonna try to get a wheel off of one of them, and ideally a candy off of the other. I'm gonna go for the candy first though, because the candy is actually gonna be more valuable to me. Okay, I got sleep, so that's not very valuable to me.
Is sleep the one that just, puts you to sleep? And it
is the one that puts you to sleep, exactly.
And go to sleep.
So I didn't really need the sleep or the fire, so I just mixed them together to hopefully maybe get something useful. I got Angel, not going to be used, but always worth a shot. As I said, you have about a 1 in 6 chance, I believe, to get a wheel from any given mixing of 2 abilities. I did get 1 candy, though, so that will be useful later for whenever I really want it. There's a few opportunities you can use for candy. I'm actually realizing I might need to might need to use this candy on the Gao Gao fight actually, because I need the inventory to get a big star, which I'll need then later. So I'm gonna do exactly that and use the candy here. So typically I would use it for regular bosses, but Gao Gaos in particular are really annoying mini bosses. So want to deal with them a bit better. Oh, I need to spawn this chip again, because one of the weird properties of Bubble is that you can turn regular enemies into stars, and then if you merge these stars in your inventory, you get a big star, and this big star can be used to break metal blocks. So this will apply for 3-1, so I'm going to hold on to this in my inventory for a couple of levels, but it'll be very useful later for me. If you don't have a metal block, the other alternative is to grab an extra wheel, which you can use. Wheel can't break metal blocks, but you essentially get rid of your wheel to an ability that can break metal blocks and then switch back to it. So I got that 1 chest. Now I'm going to just change back to the wheel. Trying to avoid Doc, the mouse sort of chasing me around there, because he can have some random patterns and kind of fly all over the place. This level 2-4, bit of a freebie. There's only 1 chest, and you're kind of just avoiding big, massive rolling boulders, but you have wheel, which it gives you invulnerability, so it's not much of a problem.
That's just OP in a good way.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a handful of levels in this game that are like you're in and out in like 30 seconds. And other ones take a lot longer. And this is one of those kind of freebies.
Yeah. I love the fact that you have like this big boulder coming down and you're just like wheeling through it.
It has a big, I don't know, Indiana Jones feel. That's always what I feel like in those levels, and it's kind of like a temple, so it seems fitting.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to try to avoid this fire here. You can unwheel, but you have to then have very precise timing, and I do not trust myself to do that, so...
I need to replay this game. It's been a long time.
This is a fun game. I never played it casually. This kind of was only something I played within the speedrun, but I think I really would have enjoyed this as a kid. I played both Amazing Mirror and Nightmare on Dreamland, and this is pretty much the 3rd game in that trilogy. So this boss fight is Big Metalin. Sniper, another top runner of Squeak, always calls it Metal Potato, and they called it Metal Potato so often I thought that was the actual name of the boss, but no, it's called Big Metalin. And then you get Metal, which is one of the worst abilities in Kirby history. You're insanely slow in it, but you're also not invulnerable and can't really attack. So I can't really explain what the point of Metal is, but you do use it to break metal blocks. And okay, I needed to. I'm trying to mix off of these two enemies. The Parasol after it drops. Oh shoot! Press the wrong button there. Okay, this might take me a few tries, but getting a wheel here is going to be very valuable. There we go. It's the second ability, and usually there's so much input lag that if I try to go for it right away as if it was the first ability, the input lag will give me second anyways, which is oddly convenient. But it does mean that if I am mashing a little too quickly, I will, oops, I need to be able to get through here in time, or I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh, I keep floating up by accident. I might have to enter this. Oh, I barely caught Spinny. Okay. A bit of a small crisis averted there. If Spinny got away with the chest in there, you have about 10 seconds if they enter the little castle base thing to enter it, and otherwise they lock it and you then have to restart the level to grab the chest. Also, these extra levels, there was an extra level in World 1, I didn't really explain it. These are not something you do in any %, but if you grab certain chests, they unlock the extra level, and doing them is a part of 100% because they have their own chests too. So I'm gonna grab Sword. Sword is very, very good in this game for mini bosses. It just has ridiculous damage, honestly. So I think, like, for example, this Bonker takes about 5 swings. Yeah, only 5 swings of Sword to knock it out. And then we're gonna grab Hammer here, because we're gonna need it specifically for knocking down these pigs. Hammer's pretty cool, though, because you can do hammer spins, which give you a bit of invulnerability while you're moving. Just like this. Although it's a little bit slower than just doing slides. So if there's no enemies in front of me, probably going to do slides like this. Gotta watch out for these rabbits because they kind of just grab you and chuck you across the room. And that's a nice slide boost right there. That's always really fun to do. If you ever have an opportunity to do it, you can actually save a little bit of time here and there. So these golden Ds have a chest, a couple of these puzzle rooms where you just need to, oh, don't do that. And this room is really odd. So I need to grab the chest from the Squeak, and if I don't run, if I say do dash attacks or slides, or I do something with hammer, the Squeak moves a lot faster, and then you're not able to catch him. Also, I'm gonna sort of manip my inventory here. I'm gonna end this level with a candy in my mouth, so I can grab this extra chest because I only have 5 slots and I have 6 things I want. So what's going to happen is I'm going to complete the level. 3 of these chests are just going to be gone because I got what I wanted. And I'm going to start the next level with candy in my mouth. So it's kind of a way to cheat the system and have 6 inventory at the end of a level. And there's a couple of times you might end up doing this in the run. And this is something that I don't think happens in any other game. So yeah, grab the candy there. So Hammer is insanely broken, and Molly gave me a very good pattern. I'm going to try to duplicate wheel here by activating it when this chest touches me. Okay, I didn't pull it off. So if I tried to touch wheel there and activate it, and if I activated the wheel in my inventory when that chest touches me, I would essentially duplicate the ability, which is a very useful glitch. You have about a 4-frame window, I think, to time it. I wasn't able to do so, but that's all A-okay. There are a few points in the run where I'll need to be mindful about getting an extra wheel or an extra candy, so I'll be looking for maybe abilities or question mark bubbles to mix off of, sometimes going out of my way to do so because it's just worth it overall in the end. There are usually backups if you end up in a spot where you would need a wheel and don't have it, but these backups tend to be a lot slower than just sort of keeping a good inventory and having them when you need it. Also, these little mini Kirbys are essentially completely useless. I think you get a 1-up if you have all 5 in your inventory, but for the context of a speedrun, really not gonna need 1-ups, and they kind of just bog on your inventory anyways. So this is why I got the big star here, because I can just use that. Oh, don't do that, I need to keep wheel. But yeah, big stars can break metal blocks. So the other alternative, if I had a wheel instead of a big star, would have been to grab the fire there, use fire to melt the metal blocks, and then just switch back to wheel afterwards. So 2 different routes you can take. I ended up using the big star route, but it really depends on how you do on your mixes, which some of which are RNG and some of which are more, skill based. So it can definitely depend, and you'll need to be ready in runs to change your route depending on the circumstances. Otherwise, you'll be resetting probably more than you want to. Struggling on the door, kind of a recurring joke in the Kirby community. In any game where you struggle to enter the door is called getting final bossed, implying the doors are the final boss of the game. So grab the 1 chest here, and we have a Boxy fight coming up here. Boxy, I'm hoping, is going to stick towards the middle of the screen, so it'll make it a lot easier to hit them, and they're not doing me any favors by kind of corner camping right here. I have to be very careful not to get hit, and I still get hit. So this is an example of a fight where, having a good pattern can make it go significantly faster, but that wasn't too bad. Only got hit once. So hopefully this is gonna, okay, I landed underwater. If you time that jump properly, the chest will land right in front of you on that little platform, which is convenient. Otherwise it goes in the water and you can just grab it. Loses a few seconds, but not a big deal. So I'm going to grab a couple of these abilities because I want to mix off of some abilities and hopefully get a backup wheel, which I'm going to need for 4-1. I am in 3-3, so I've got a couple stages to figure out something, essentially. Otherwise, I'll have to do a very difficult backup mix, which I would rather avoid doing. Okay, I got high jump there. Not super useful, so we'll have to keep trying. And I'm also going to have to be mindful, this is a level where I'm going to have 3 chests, so can't have too much in my inventory because I want to keep the candy.
I think it's always great to keep candy. It's been a while since I've used the invincibility, but I know how it works and it's amazing.
And honestly, who doesn't want to have a little bit of pocket candy?
Exactly. Just you gotta stash it in there.
A little stash. Honestly, it's funny, especially in any percent, because you don't have chests all the time. So sometimes your inventory will be like a wheel and 4 candies if you're really good at question mark mixing.
That's awesome.
It looks ridiculous.
The question mark, I like how we have to say question mark mixing too.
Yeah, like in most Kirby games, you don't have to specify the kind of mixing. But yeah, Squeak literally has like 3 different kinds. It's chaotic, to say the least. Unfortunately, have to drop a wheel here. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say, I like that you have different options though to mix, even though it's kind of chaotic. I just think it's kind of cool that you're able to do that. I think because the other Kirby games aren't like that in terms of the speedrun.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It really makes the routing a lot more diverse, which is very fun. So question mark bubble here. I actually think I'll try to mix a wheel off of this question mark bubble. So typically what I'm doing is I'm looking for a certain ability, in this case candy, and once I see it on the roulette, oh, I got bomb, which I think is 1 late. I was slightly off there. Well, I'm at it. I'm just gonna get rid of this mini Kirby, because again, don't need it. So I failed it off the 1 mix, but now I can actually mix the bomb and the high jump and to give myself another chance to get a wheel. Got a tornado, still not really very useful. So I'm kind of just cycling through my inventory, hoping to get lucky one way or the other. Either I'm, can properly manipulate the question mark bubble, or I just get lucky from mixing a bunch of other abilities. So this is a little bit tricky. You can only do this with fire. You can, solve this sort of puzzle with other abilities, but it's a little bit sketchy. So I use fire because I think it's the safest way to do it. Then another one of these squeak rooms. This one's not too bad. Some of them is definitely a lot more difficult in terms of getting in there, or like sort of getting the chest before they get away. But this one's not too bad at all.
That's a cool game mechanic on the squeak rooms. Can you refresh my memory on the story for this?
One second, I think my headphones actually may be disconnected. So.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, well.
All good now.
Can you hear me now?
Actually. If there. This whole area is kind of like a bit of a maze layout.
Hello. I am going to say this is an adorable game.
So sorry. I'm just
I
having some
love
mic
Kirby, and
problems,
I
not
am
sure
curious
why.
in the storyline. Alrighty, everybody. We will go into a break and we will be just bringing you some more Kirby Squeak Squad for you. We're just gonna take a little 5 minutes, just stretch, take over with a cozy blanket, wrap yourself warm and be cozy, and we'll be back to you shortly. Hello, everybody. We are back. We are bringing you some more Squeak Squad and the Kirby Cuteness Unfolds Pro Hybrid. Let me know whenever you are ready, and let's just get straight back into it. It was a nice little break. Got to relax a little, and then now let's have some more wheel action.
Oh yeah, I'm good to go. I'm good to go whenever.
Awesome. Let's go on the count of 3, 2, 1.
All right, so World 3 boss here, Mecha Krako coming up. So what I'm going to do actually beforehand is I'm going to stockpile on a bunch of these abilities because I am going to still trying to mix, hopefully, for a wheel before this next level so I don't have to do a regular mix. And this is kind of an example of what I'm going to be doing in any of these fights with Candy, just sort of trying to stay in the boss's hitbox for as long as possible, and missed a bit of a fast cycle there, but that's completely a-okay. Yeah, Candy is very good. Some of these bosses are actually very tricky. They have, a lot of attacks or just a lot of, like, wild patterns, so you can kind of trivialize a lot of these hard bosses thanks to Candy. So, still trying to hopefully mix off the wheel of something. Running out of opportunities. Getting a lot of tornadoes. Oh, actually, I need this cutter, so let me double back here for a second. I didn't realize I wasn't standing on the switch. Bit of a puzzle here. And actually, technically I have one more chance to mix for a wheel here. And that's high jump. So I'm gonna have to do the backup mix for a wheel, which is a-okay. It might take me a few tries because it's not the easiest timing. Cutter is also a very high damage per second ability, so pretty good for the mini bosses. You don't have too many opportunities to use it though. Also, one thing worth mentioning is in 100%, as you get more of these chests, one of the things you unlock are scrolls, which are little, they can do a lot of different things, but some of the things they do are little buffs to your abilities. So you get things like Fire Wheel or Ice Wheel or Ice Tornado and a wide variety of different power-ups, or sometimes new moves for your ability. Okay, so I'm trying to mix for a wheel. I'm gonna have to go from these two enemies, and it's a little bit far on the roulette, and I actually got a first try, so that's That's fantastic. I cannot complain there. I was not expecting that. Hopefully just don't actually lose it. I'm struggling on the ladder there. And then the last chest of this level is tucked away behind this bush here. And it's pretty easy to miss, but thankfully once you grab it, the rest of the level is not a problem. Couldn't quite make that jump there with wheel. So I'm gonna grab this sword here. I might end up just foddering it off for a potential mix later on, but it's also potentially useful for a frosty fight in 4-4. So I'm just gonna grab it to have the option. In this room, gotta hit a bunch of these switches, which sort of light the trees on fire and open up some new paths, and some of them are hidden behind. Just like that one. Grab the chest. And then for this one, you kind of want to ideally catch this chest, but if you're a little too slow, it's okay. You can just wait and it will reverse back. So I was a little bit slow there, so just gonna back it up. (4-3) is another bit of a tempo level. I'm gonna wait on this boulder because unfortunately you don't really have a choice. You gotta wait for those blocks to get out of the way.
I don't know why, but the swimming animation is so adorable.
It honestly is. I don't know what it is about swimming animations, especially in the modern games when Kirby has a little floaty. It's fantastic.
It is. I definitely agree. Whoever was the animator that made that decision, yes.
Hoping to get something more useful than a high jump off of that, because I pretty much mixed a high jump and a fire and got a high jump, so not the best deal for me. But if I'm being honest, that's A-okay. Then another chest kind of tucked away here. And then there's actually some wheel backups here. This whole room is like very much designed with the wheel in mind. Oh, took me a while to actually get that. We're floating just out of reach.
Oh. So there's always 3 chests per level, right?
Most levels have 3 chests. A couple of the shorter levels have 2, or sometimes even like these 30-second levels have just 1. So it's a bit diverse. But I'd say like a majority of them definitely have 3. Oops, missed my jump there. I cannot seem to time this. So this is a level that also the route can diverge a little bit towards the back half of the level, depending on if you have any extra wheels or you want to hold on to it or not. Might end up using the sword. I'm going to see if I can get any wheel backups from mixing this high jump and this metal in just a second. Because I have to mix abilities off the Wii U gamepad, it's a bit... Oh, I did get a wheel, in fact. So that's awesome. But I will have to use the wheel immediately because the wheel I had just got spiked. Okay.
Oh, no.
That was... I'm just going to laugh that one off.
Yeah. I'll laugh with you.
This is why backups are great. This is why in 80%, when you don't really need to have chests all the time, it's good to just have 3 or 4 wheels because you're pretty much holding on to wheel the entire time. So you might as well have backups in this case, but in 100%, you don't usually have quite as much flexibility. It's gonna grab fire. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say, I agree when it comes to backup strats because, like, in Ori and the Blind Forest, there's these like backup strats we called like save states, and it's just essentially the way that you have to save. But it's like there's so many risky tricks that could either A, fail if it doesn't go too well, or you could just like die just because of the beginning early of the game. So like the backup strats are always good to have.
So, gonna take the sword that I grabbed in 4-2 and use it for this, well, it's actually not the Frosty fight. Frosty fight isn't any percent. I actually got that mixed up. It's the, this fight here with the, I cannot remember the Squeak's name. I'm sure there'll be at least, there's pretty much, there's Big Squeak, there's Small Squeak, Smart Squeak, and the main Squeak. And that might as well be their names.
Yep. I'll go with that. I like Squeaks. Actually, Squeak is a great name.
Very, very fitting, honestly. Oops, didn't quite make it there. Oh, and then I got hit while doing the wheel jump. Yeah, there are quite a few iframes with wheel, but not always, especially when you're trying to turn. So you just need to be smart, know what you can and can't get away with in different spots. Gonna try mixing this parasol and okay, got a high jump. It's not overly useful. There's a few areas in the game where actually getting a high jump it would be appreciated, but at this point in the game, I'm still kind of just looking to stockpile wheels whenever I can. The next time I for sure will need a backup wheel is going to be the extra stage in World 5, which seems far away now, but it'll be approaching quick, and if I don't have an extra wheel there, or at least a tornado or a high jump, I will be in trouble. I'm gonna have to do a lot of slow backups. Oops, I started that room by inhaling. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna. Oh, that rock. I was gonna ask about how many backups can you have, like inside the backups, inside the tummy.
Yeah, the backups on backups. So if I have for that level in 5X, if I have tornado or high jump, I don't have to fight an extra boss essentially, but I will have to do a mix. If I have wheel, I won't have to do any extra work. So it's kind of like there's like certain abilities that might help me partially, but I will pretty much need wheel because if I don't have it, I'm gonna have to go get it anyways because it's just that good.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
I think this is the last. Wait, sorry, no, I'm not actually on that boss yet. It's coming up. But I think this is the last boss that we want to use candy on. Then literally everything else. I guess not the final boss because I don't even think candy works on that. But everything else is going to be just abusing candy. So what I am going to do here is see if I can get a wheel or anything off of these. Actually, the mixing animation gets interrupted if something drops in your inventory. So I put it together, but then I grabbed the chest, so I wasn't able to do it. So I'm going to use Tornado for this fight. I'm going to have to get rid of wheel, but I am going to really quickly see if I can get anything. Nope. One more chance, and that's my turn. Okay, so no luck there. That's fine. So yeah, Tornado has a lot of, you're completely invulnerable while it's going on, but it has a lot of end lag. So towards the back half of the animation, I want to move as far away from the boss as possible to make sure that I don't get clipped. I'm going to float to the top of the screen here because the chest falls from the top, and the cutscene to like go to the next world and the Kirby dance and all that activates when you touch the chest. So just floating to the top of the screen to save a little bit of time. So this is one of the few levels in the game for fully using Tornado, which is honestly really good. If it wasn't for the fact that Wheel existed, a couple abilities like Tornado and High Jump in particular would be used quite a bit more. Also, I went out of my way to grab that question mark bubble just because that could potentially be useful to me if I could mix a candy off of that. Or I can go for a wheel too. And this week, I kind of want to be careful because there is a bit of a, not quite right beneath me, but there is a bit of a cliff, and I don't want if the chest falls down to the cliff, there's no backup. Even if you reset the room, the chest won't respawn, so you have to redo the entire level. That might come into play in 8-1, because there's a lot of pits that chests can fall into, which could have you restart the level, and that's not good. So I need a bit of a time gap so I can focus on doing the question mark mix. And I'm not going to have that right away, so I'm just going to keep that in my inventory for a little bit. Ideally, if there's like a straightaway where I'm using wheel or an ability that kind of gives me some vulnerability, if there's like a cutscene or something, that's a good opportunity to try for a mix. It's a bit harder to do it when you're actually just playing, unless you want to, waste time. So able to get that switch just by using fire. You can actually hold on the D-pad when you do it to sort of angle the fire ever so slightly, give it a bit of extra range. Oh, as I get hit there. See if I can re-grab that. I can torch it a little bit. So is there a guaranteed recipe to mix for wheel? You can guarantee a mix for wheel off of 2 enemies. When you're mixing 2 ability bubbles, like in your inventory, it is completely random. And when you're using question marks, it is partially random. It's a roulette, but you can, so it's always the same roulette, but the starting point is always different. Gee, I don't have fire here, so I'll just grab beam, because I need to use something to grab that chest. Yeah, it's about a 1 in 6 chance approximately. I forget if that's the exact number to get it from a random. Oh, I risking dying here. Okay, so that's not ideal because I think I will probably have to redo the level. Yeah, the chest isn't even there. I think the other chest is gone. So I'll really quickly have to redo this level. Not a big deal. But yeah, having an ability like fire, which I unfortunately lost, would have helped quite a bit there. Because if you don't have an ability to fight off the squeaks, in that case Spinny, they can kind of just bully you, and every time you get hit, you drop a chest. So I won't have to grab the second chest, so I'm just going to, not this room, but the next room, just completely skip like all of that. So at least won't have to redo that part. But the first chest, which I dropped, and the third chest, which didn't respawn, I have to redo. And also, unfortunately, Squeak Squad is one of the Kirby games where if you haven't completed the level, you can't just exit it. Otherwise, it would have been better to just not have to do the Kirby dance and to have restarted the level, but unfortunately not an option. So a bit of a safety strat here is I'm just going to get a little bit of height and then do these burns. And the Spinny AI, this is 100% run. It is indeed. It looks like the Spinny AI got hit by one of the burning enemies. Okay, so now that starts to glow because now I've actually gotten all the gotten everything in there. Oops. So I'm gonna start off with sword because, as I said before, sword is really broken on boss fights. Also, one thing I'm taking advantage of is crouch canceling, which you still take damage, but you don't drop your ability. So if you know you're gonna take a hit, that's a pretty useful thing to have. And the way this level works is you sort of beat the next boss with the ability of the previous boss so you can get all the chests. Otherwise, in any percent, you just abuse sword for the entirety of the thing. Unfortunately, this big meddling with animal is not great because animal's not very strong. It's not as strong abilities. You can see these claw marks or these like scratches do very minimal damage. Also gonna crouch cancel so I can just absorb the charge attack. And for Oh, I thought I lost the ability there. That was kind of weird. And Squeak's one of the only Kirby games where you can take an ability in your mouth through a door, same way you can exit a level with it. So because you move so slow with metal, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do 2 up Bs, a regular B, and then an up B, and that skips the... Oh, I missed the attacks. Let me try that again. There we go. And that skips the little potential animation for the Squeak to go to sleep. Okay, so I still need a wheel, or at the very least, I'm going to need either Tornado or High Jump for the extra level. So I have one more level to make that happen, hopefully. Grab Tornado here. And while I'm tornadoing through this room, I'm going to attempt this candy mix. Or I'm going to attempt a wheel mix off of this. I got...
Do it, do it, do it. Wheel. Oh, Angel. No, not wings.
Yeah, Parasol. Okay, I'm also need to do a wheel mix here. This is a more regular wheel mix, so I'm going to wait for this 2 enemies. The same one I did earlier. It's the second tick, so I wait for them to separate. And then I grab it. So I'm going to grab this one, but I unfortunately have to drop wheel in 5X, which is the level I need the backup wheel for. I keep saying the word wheel. It's starting to lose all meaning as I say it over and over again.
Wheel.
Wheel, wheel, wheel. It sounds weird the longer you say it. One of those.
Do we want to call it the Sonic wheel?
I guess so. Ooh, bomb. I cannot seem to hit off of those question mark mixes. My timing is just a little bit off right now. Oh, okay. Another Cupid, or I think Cupid's the name of the ability. You actually don't use it at all in the run, so I don't even remember.
Oh, Cupid. Yeah, okay. I'm like wings. Angel
Wings.
Wings.
I wish Wing was in this game. Wing's one of my favorite abilities in like any Kirby game.
Yeah, I do like wing and I like UFO.
Oh yeah,
but UFO is it's a quirky one to me. I have to admit, like for the 3D Kirby's, especially like Crystal Shards, I do like the Star Wars Darth Maul like laser.
Yeah, the what is it, cutter and electricity, I think.
Yeah, I do like that one. Because, I mean, the fire and cutter is cool, but, like, I don't know. It's cool in some regards, but I don't know, that whole, like, vroom around the head and, you have a double saber deal action going on.
Okay. Looks like I'm gonna be out of luck here, so I might have to fight an extra boss fight because I do not have any good backup abilities here, so see how that goes.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so the reason you have to drop the wheel I had before is to grab this hammer, which you need to grab some in the chest. So then hopefully, actually, I think I have one more chance to get a 1 in 6 because I can mix this parasol off of this Cupid, and this is my last opportunity to get a wheel or at least a high jump or a tornado. So may the odds be in my favor, and they're not.
No! The odds need to be in the favor. Okay. Wait, it's fine. We'll get it.
Game really wants me to use Cupid. So the reason you need something is I need to catch Spinny, and I have 0 chance of catching Spinny without some sort of movement ability. So now I gotta go chase Spinny into here and do this fight. Because there's so much fire, and Spinny starts so close to the, just to the castle or the fort or whatever you want to call it. So gonna have to, go through the motions here. I also don't even have an ability, so I'm trying to use these blocks as projectiles. And that's one part. So now I was able to get the chest that I needed, but I still want wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter 5-3. I'm going to go for a wheel mix off a couple of enemies in that first little lobby room. So I might have to exit the level a few times to actually do the mix, unless I can get it first try. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to actually hit this enemy intentionally because it makes this spacing a little easier. Then I'm gonna try to get them both in the inhale, and perfect. So that wasn't too bad. And one thing I'm gonna do here is I'm also going to grab this high jump, which will be useful in a couple of levels. Again, I want to be thinking a little bit ahead here. So this is a big RNG fight. You do use candy, but what I need Bobo to do is immediately charge at me. That's not what they're going to do. They're unfortunately going to go off stage. So pretty much anything that's like an extra cycle, however you want to call it. Okay, second time they charge, it's not bad. So once they do that, you're pretty free to just sort of use candy, because you need them to not just, they need them to not be moving, because otherwise you can't really stay in their hitbox. Okay, there we go. Not too bad.
I'm trying to think of other ways to say wheel. I looked up wheel synonyms.
Fast rotary device.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That would be better.
There's a reason they call this game, Amazing Mirror and Nightmare in Dreamland, the Wheel Trilogy. It really is all over the place. It's so broken in all three games. I am at risk of dying in this fight, actually, because I'm having really not great patterns here. So I'm gonna hopefully, I need Gao Gao to stay. I lived on a sliver. The game was nice. The game threw me a bone there.
That was good. That was so good.
Okay, I definitely got really lucky there. I was not confident. Hopefully I don't lightly tap an enemy or have them breathe down my neck, otherwise I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a death.
Just walk very slowly, question mark? That's not going to go too well.
Gotta be going a little bit slower than I want to. I'm going to get rid of that Cupid now, so I'm going to grab an extra candy. It's kind of tucked around the corner here. Oh, there's the enemy I didn't want to trigger. And those are cannons. I'm going to play this very safe to avoid the Spinelin. And hopefully I don't get my input eaten here, because sometimes that happens and it's very unfortunate. Okay, alright. Managed to get through that without taking a hit, and I got to pelt. Okay.
That was awesome. I like some of the names that were coming up. Just to get some context with chat, we are coming up with some interesting wheel alternatives.
Alternatives
like big
to wheel.
Broken yo-yo.
Silicone spinner. I'm partial to that one.
I like the speed donut.
Speed donut.
Yep. That should be a flavor.
I would totally go to a donut shop and get speed donut just to know what speed is supposed to taste like.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, this room with the cannons, a little bit precarious. And a few areas like this, you have to, oh, didn't want to get hit there. Happens. So 3 question mark bubbles there. It's very tempting to go grab all of them, but I'm not going to do that, unfortunately. They're a little too far out of the way. So mix coming up, and it's actually not a wheel mix. I'm going to be dropping wheel so that I can hopefully get hammer here, which I'm going to need for a chest. So I'm mixing off 2 of these sleep enemies. Ooh, tornado is 1 late. Beam is 2 late. Okay, it's a very short mix. Thankfully, you can respawn these enemies really quickly, because this might take me a few tries. 4th time the shot. Okay, I'm liking tornado right now. There we go. Okay. Usually not too bad because it's one of the earlier abilities. And usually if it's earlier on the roulette, it's more manageable. It's usually when you have to wait, it becomes more difficult to time. And this is where the high jump I grabbed before Bobo actually comes into play. Because now I wanted an ability that's better than hammer. And there's a lot of vertical room on this level. So high jump ends up being pretty useful. Take a specific path there to grab the chest. I'm also just going to use that health right away because it's still a little bit low and I want to shore that up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still impressed that we had like the, 1 health kind of thing for this long.
Yeah, that was, the game was very generous there. I can't actually believe I managed to live through that.
Yeah, it was, honestly, it was a great moment.
So I really like this level because there's some very cool routing. You do a lot of ability cycling. So you start with bubble here. These enemies actually just run into them and they dodge you, so it's pretty convenient. Oh, it got hit there. Don't like that. So use bubble to kind of hit a bit of an angle here to grab this one chest. And do a slide. Oh, whoops. And do a slide boost just because I want to be cool. There we go. And you grab fire so you can use it one time and then immediately drop it for tornado to save probably all of a quarter of a second, I imagine. And this is also an example of a tornado scroll. You can see that it sort of turns like ice tornado essentially as you go over ice. I don't actually know if it does anything. Maybe it increases damage or like freezes enemies, but hey, it looks cool. It's kind of like a precursor to the upgraded abilities in Forgotten Land. It's just the scrolls to improve the abilities in Squeak Squad, which is cool. And here I'm actually gonna went way too high up in the air. I didn't want to do that. I'm gonna grab another high jump, which will also be useful later. And this is pretty cool. You kind of do a bit of a puzzle skip here. Rather than actually grabbing sword, you can actually just do an inhale to grab this chest and completely grab that. And then the high jump I said we're using later, we're using 15 seconds later. So back to high jump after technically starting the level with it. So this level we've already seen high jump, bubble, fire, tornado, high jump, that's cool routing. That's like Kirby 100% categories at their best, when you're just cycling abilities to do a whole bunch of little things. However, this next level is a little bit more stressful. I'm going to be given many question mark bubbles. I think 4 in total, maybe 3 actually. And I need to get a candy off at least one of them. If I don't, I will have to go back to World 5 before I enter World 7 to actually grab like a different backup. So I'm going to grab Ninja here just for this one fight because high jump's not super useful for this fight. And while Spinny is knocked down... Okay, did not get the candy. Also, looks like Spinny is trying to get away, and that could be really bad. That was really bad. I let Spinny get away. Okay, well, that's a big time loss.
Oh, no.
I got a little distracted trying to do the question mark, but I still missed the question mark anyways. Got magic instead.
No. I mean, we get more time with a cute little Squeak.
Get to see more mice. So to escape these rooms, you need to not only KO the boss, I think you have to KO all those little mice as well. So I'm gonna grab sword here. It's a lot better than ninja, so hopefully won't get owned quite as much. Again, what I'm gonna do is, because all these bosses have a point where you knock them down, they just kind of have to stay down for a bit. That's when I'm gonna take an opportunity to try to mix. Okay, sleep. Figure I'll try Mixer Tornado there. Actually don't think I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna just get rid of it. Okay, I have one more chance for this.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Alright, not the end of the world. I will just, before I enter World 7, I'm gonna have to double back to World 5 to grab an extra candy. That's the only downside of not hitting any of those mixes. Not the worst thing, but not the best. This level is actually really cool. Again, one of my favorites in the game. Do a lot of cool stuff here with Ice Wheel. So you have Ice Wheel, which pretty much allows you to freeze water blocks once you make contact with ice, turn into Ice Wheel and allows you to freeze water blocks. And there's a lot of water in this level actually, which affects kind of the physics of the game. So you need to have some careful movement. I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. Grab that first chest, which isn't too bad. So on these little waterfalls, if I go into it with Ice Wheel, I'll just show it as an example. You kind of just bounce off it. So you kind of want to like time your wheel in a way so you don't have to do that. Unfortunately, I mistimed it, but it's an interesting property. Then no wheel here, and I'm gonna immediately buffer a slide and then do that. And it's the most reliable way to get that D, which can otherwise kind of get out of hand very quickly.
Little snowman, you're so cute. Sorry.
So I'm still a little mad spinny after the last level, so bit of this is not good. So would probably gonna lose. Yeah, I lost the wheel there, so not actually sure what the best backup is. I think spinny can spawn projectiles. Okay, yeah, I can get ninja off of that. I'm actually trying to figure out what I need to do for a backup. The best thing to do with ninja is these like charge attacks. So you like alternate between doing the shuriken and the charge attack. So that's not too bad.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though that as wheel, or spinny, you can kind of like take the ice and CC the boss that way.
Ideally, what you want to do there is kind of pin them in the corner, and then you can't like ram wheel into the wall over and over again. You kind of like have them trapped like a fighting game or something like that. Like the best analogy I can use. But you need to set it up properly, and if you get hit once and then you drop your chest and then your ability goes the other way and it suddenly becomes a bit of a mess. Which is unfortunately what happened exactly there. I kind of prioritized the chest over wheel.
That was quick. Yeah, it's good to see this though, because then you can kind of see like I think like I was mentioning earlier, backup strats is still like something that's just great in itself, and for a runner to know backup strats, it's always impressive to me. Because no matter what, like if there's a ton of RNG happening, you can only do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can only do so much. You got to be flexible, especially in this category. So as said, I went back to 5-4 because there's a candy at the very beginning of the level, so it does take a bit because there's the animation to go between worlds, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Having this candy is pretty much going to make at least one of the boss fights later a complete freebie, so it's definitely worth getting. You could also not grab it and then hopefully get a candy before the end of this world, but that's a bit riskier, and I feel like I'd rather just grab it in advance. The runs can get pretty dicey, especially in no resets when you do things like, well, I don't have what I need now, but hopefully I'll get it within the next few levels before I need it, because if you don't end up getting it, then you are limited on options. Then I'm gonna crouch cancel immediately here because those enemies kind of have a tendency to get you as you're leaving a little one-by-one hole. So this next room after this warp star is interesting. They pretty much design it to be used with metal, which they give you right here on the way up in a bubble. But you can actually get this chest just using a bit of tricky wheel movement. So you go here, and then you activate wheel facing this way. And then, oh, I actually missed it. Let me try that again. Huh. I'm a little bit stumped there. I don't think I've ever had this problem before. Okay, I guess you need to unwheel. Maybe it's been a little too long since I've had to do that, and I just forgot to unwheel. But I was not expecting that, if I'm being honest.
Sometimes unwheeling is the reveal.
Is the key.
Is the key. I don't see, that's the thing, like with wheel, it's interesting to watch the mechanics of the wheel and how it works, because like mentioning earlier, the invulnerability when you turn around and stuff like that, it's quite interesting to see that in place in the speedrun.
Definitely. Also, one little weird quirk of Firewheel. So yeah, that whole area is designed around Firewheel. So fire in this game can break clouds as blocks, which is another unique Squeak property. And so Firewheel has the same thing, where if you're in wheel and you go through some fire, it becomes Firewheel, and then you can break through clouds.
Oh, that's really cool.
So the part of this level is designed with that in mind. And it's pretty interesting. And speaking of using fire to break clouds, you get to see that mechanic again in action. So there are some backups if I lose fire on the way down here, but there's some hotheads right here. But ideally, I just keep the fire I have and don't have to waste a few seconds. Then you go through the second room. Gotta grab a chest here. Whoops, did not want to do a burn there. What I was actually hoping to do was to use some fire breath before I land, because if you use fire breath when you land from a high height, you don't do that little bounce, which can save a little bit of time. But I burned by accident, sent myself going in the wrong direction. Getting caught on corners here. I'm gonna hit Spinny here because one thing that's happened to me in the past is Spinny will hit you right before you enter the door, and you'll drop a chest right before exiting the level, and then have to redo the level. So, I've had that happen to me before. It's not very fun, so I'm gonna avoid that. And this level is pretty much completely underwater. You enter a ship halfway through, but it's yeah, a lot of water and pretty cramped. So I'm trying to ideally not drop fire. It'll save me a little bit of time in the surface part here. You need to be fast on this chest here, because if you're a little too slow, it ends up falling through that, like the water stream, which you can't access. And again, the fact that you can't, Squeak's one of those games where you can't exit levels until you've beaten them is very inconvenient in moments like that when you lose a chest, because unless you can reset the room, which sometimes doesn't even work, you pretty much have to finish the level, then replay it regardless. You could completely soft reset the game, but then you lose everything in your inventory, which a lot of the time you'll have maybe a candy or wheel, and you'll need that, and you'll lose more time than you would gain from the soft reset.
That's actually important to know for the speedrun.
Yeah, like for something like Niddle, like to get health back, you just soft reset. And maybe if you have an ability you need, like that's a problem. But because of the inventory system of Squeak, there's almost never a good opportunity to soft reset. You'll almost definitely be losing something. Gonna do a slide boost here if I'm cool, and I'm ever so slightly cool, so I got it. This game, there's so many things in Squeak that are unique to Squeak. I think that's what I like most about this game. And not all of them are necessarily even good mechanics. Some, like inputs being eaten in this game, are more frustrating, but there's so many random quirks of this game that stand out, where it's like, well, this would only work in this game. Gonna do 7-5 here. It's one of those 30-second levels where there's a single chest. All you have to do is time a couple of jumps, and I've still somehow managed to fail at this level in runs before. One time, twice in a row. Oh, I think, speaking of which, I wasn't paying attention there. I think I'm gonna be too slow. I am too slow. Actually, it would have been faster for me to just take a death there as opposed to redoing the level. Okay, take 2.
Take 2. Fight.
Take 2. But there was one run that was on PB pace where I failed this twice in a row. All you have to do is like jump 4 times. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, okay. All right. This is it's gonna be one of those runs.
Take 2 fight again?
Take 2, part B, maybe
Part
part
B.
3, because I just keep bonking. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I cannot do this. I somehow failing like the easiest level in the game multiple times.
No, you're all good. I am just enjoying the wheel and the spins.
Okay, that took way too many times. We're good. That's honestly, there were a few times where I got first try mixes where I expected to waste like 2 minutes trying to get those mixes. So I guess that's just kind of catching up to me on something that should have been a lot easier.
It's honestly, it's totally, yeah. Like in all honesty, it is a hard, even like I could see why it can make it hard.
Yeah,
It
it's one of those
seems
like
like
little
the wheel-
execution tests. I think
Yeah.
if you fail it once, you kind of get into your own head.
Yeah. I mean, I've done that before where it's like something that I'm just overthinking it. And so I just have to kind of like, just keep doing it until it gets done kind of thing.
Oh yeah, worth mentioning. So this is Wii U VC. A big reason of playing this on Wii U VC versus an actual DS is load times are significantly faster. Like saving entire minutes in any percent, which is only 40 minutes. I don't even know how much you'd be saving at 100%, but probably like 5 or 6 minutes just on load times. Meta Knight's not being very nice right now. I have this candy. I need Meta Knight to stay still so I can do something with it.
Yeah, come
That
on,
high jump
Midnight.
actually is pretty useful. Yeah, Meta Knight in all of the flagship games is pretty much just hope they don't block, because they block and they waste time, and that's pretty much just the fight. Okay, on to Gamble Galaxy, which is the final world, and actually one of the shorter ones too. There's only 3 main levels and then the boss. Also, 109 chests, that is exactly the number I need to have. Haven't missed any chests, thankfully. Oops, that's bonk. Honestly, this is about one of my favorite levels in the game. It's pretty straightforward, but it's just a lot of precise wheel movement, and it's very satisfying when everything is going well.
Yeah, I like the execution of the wheel.
One thing I don't know if I've mentioned specifically, I know I've talked about inputs being eaten. When you're wheeling through an enemy is very, very common to have your inputs eaten. So say you're wheeling and you're like going through an enemy, you're getting that slight bit of hip lag. Trying to say jump while you're doing that is almost impossible most of the time. So it's something to keep in mind. Top left, and then I need to go to the top here. I was actually just trying to make sure I remembered the exact order of the path here. So you need to grab the candy, which is going to be useful later. And then you need to grab the chest here before you take the other final path to get another chest.
I do think that's interesting to know, though, that if you are wheeling through an enemy, it eats the input. That's good to know, too.
And once you know that, you can kind of, like, you're trying to avoid enemies a lot of the time anyways because of the little bit of hit lag can add up. But definitely there's a few times where you're not going to be able to avoid an enemy, and you just kind of need to keep in mind, like, okay, my input might be eaten here. In case I'm in a situation where I'm like near a ledge, let's maybe slow down a bit or something. And this is always really precarious. If that chest goes, it has a high chance, if you're not careful, to go just falling into a pit, and that's a level redo. So I kind of try to play carefully. I wait till Spinny's in the right position, and then I attack him with the wheel, so the chest will always land somewhere safe. So 8-2, if you have played Amazing Mirror, you might recognize this song. It's a pretty catchy remix of Candy Constellation, and it's very fitting because this is pretty much Candy Constellation version 2. But the name Gamble Galaxy is a little bit cooler. I can't lie. I think Gamble Galaxy might be one of my favorite names for a Kirby world.
I actually agree. I wish I was really good at like knowing all the information when it comes to like worlds or enemy names. I could do some, but not all.
I know a lot of them are food based, and a couple of times they break tradition. And in both Return to Dreamland and Forgotten Land, the worlds, it's one of those games where the worlds like spell out a message. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
It's crowned for Return to Dreamland, and I think it's New Worlds? Or I forget what it is for Forgotten Land. But it's something. Oh yeah, it is New World. It's Lab Discover as the last two in LD.
I think I might remember the Sonic zones, but that's about it. Like Starlight Zone or
Oh yeah.
Casino, yeah.
It's funny, especially a lot of the classic Sonic games. I know the zones mainly because I know the musics. Like I associate that more so because I haven't played as many of them, but like so many of those songs are so iconic.
Yes.
Like Green Hill Zone or Emerald Hill, Emerald something zone. Is it Emerald Hill? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's Emerald. Yeah, you got it. My favorite song is in Sonic and Knuckles. I think it's Ice Zone. Why can I not remember that one? It's like do 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 do. It's a great song.
Laser, actually.
But I honestly like all the Kirby boss names too. They honestly
yeah.
They're so good.
They had fun with a lot of those. So I wish MK was still here. He calls this the Falco because you just short hop laser this boss. They're gonna grab Animal there. So that's actually like the only time Laser is used in this run, and Laser is surprisingly decent in Squeak Squad. It does a pretty high damage per laser, and it would be nice if you could use it more often, but or if it was better in the other games where you might have a chance to use it. Also, what does the ghosting do? Someone mentioned. So a bunch of the chests have these ghost emblems, and then once you unlock all of them, it adds these like extra mini bosses to a lot of the levels if you want to replay them. But it doesn't affect anything in terms of 100%. So it's kind of just an extra cutscene that we do when we don't do the actual extra bosses. And then I actually have a high jump here, which is pretty convenient. So I'm gonna just go to that now. If you don't have high jump, there's a fire at the beginning of this room. Then you can get high jump a little bit later in this level. But if you happen to have it early on, a little bit of a bonus. That ain't Falco. There's the mail. So one of the scrolls you get for high jump is that it allows you to break metal blocks, which is super convenient. So it's something that you wouldn't be able to use earlier in the run, but you can at this point. Oh, got it there. So we just need to get a good angle to grab that. And personally, I like using high jump for the final boss. You technically use candy, but your ability, I guess, beforehand. So I'm gonna hopefully keep high jump here, as I need to take out this boss to end the level so the screen can move, because the goal game is just right around the corner here. But until you knock out Doc, it doesn't actually spawn. And so that is the last regular level, and now we just have the final bosses. So the candy that I grabbed in 8-1 is going to come useful for Dark Deroche. And Dark Deroche is honestly a really difficult boss if you weren't completely cheesing it with candy. Like casually, this thing has given me trouble.
Oh no.
So what I want them to do is pretty much just stay in one spot and allow me to just, stick inside them and damage them as quickly as possible. So in that case, that was pretty good. The fight went very quickly. And I'm also going to do a little fat Kirby strat here because otherwise you automatically get an ability, but I want to keep high jump just for some fast movement in the next room. So you just fat Kirby, you get the triple star, then you re-inhale, and you're pretty much back where you were. And it's just so you can save time for movement for this room and the one after it. So you can also use wheel here because of the insane wheel jumps. You can gain quite a bit of height. But I personally prefer high jump here if possible. I usually just think it's a bit easier than trying to time the wheel jumps. And high jump's cool. I like the ability. I'm glad it's actually used a decent amount in this game. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is in the lobby of Dark Droach, I made sure to grab Cutter. I didn't really need the question mark, but Cutter is what the best thing to use for this final fight. Because you need to hit Dark Nebula, and they tend to move around or high in the air, so only a handful of abilities are really actually good for Dark Nebula. And Cutter, you can curve the blades, which is very helpful. I'm going to be abusing Crouch Cancel here a few times because I want to be able to keep firing off blades, but I know there's some attacks which are going to be hard to dodge, so I just take the hit and then have the invulnerability afterwards. Also, minding my health because I don't have any spare health. I'd rather not take a death at this point. If you do Crouch Cancel, you still take the same amount of damage, so you can drain your health pretty quickly if you rely on it, just that you don't lose your ability. But it looks like one more hit should do it. Okay, great. So timing will end once the screen fades completely to white, now that the boss is done. And hopefully you get the 100% screen to pop up at the end to make sure everything was actually done right. And time.
Yay!
Awesome.
We got this.
So yeah, I'm like almost positive. I kind of did a bit of a chest count towards the end to make sure I was on track. You enter the final boss 118, and you get, I believe, 1 for each of the 2 final bosses. Okay, great, 100%. We didn't forget anything, even though after failing 7-5 a few times, I kind of wanted to just skip that level. But we did it in the end.
Yay! And let's go. I mean, even though I know there was a lot of unfortunate RNG moments, it still, in my opinion, was a very, very fun run. I had a ton of fun just to even watch the wheel in action and how it works. It's definitely this is different in the sense of watching other Kirby games as speedruns. So I definitely appreciate the uniqueness to the wheel because of it. I definitely want to say thank you, Pro Hybrid, for being on the show. Was there any last minute shout outs or anything before we head off? And we are going to be done with the show for the night.
Just want to mainly shout out the whole Kirby speedrunning community. If you're interested in Squeak Squad or really any Kirby speedrun, highly recommend. You can find it. It's on Discord, but you can find it through speedrun.com. They're usually on the sidebar. It's a really friendly community, a lot of awesome people. There's a lot of community events. We do relay races and other kinds of races and competitions. And there's tons of people who would be happy to help you find out a new speedrun if you're getting into it, or a new game if you're already an experienced speedrunner. And yeah, love this community. So high key recommend joining this Kirby speedrunning Discord if you're at all interested in what you saw tonight.
Definitely. And I did post the links in chat for anyone interested into joining the speedrun for the Kirby Discord. Great Discord, great community. In the meantime, just a reminder for One and Done-a-thon is starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST. It is a marathon where you can show off your favorite run, and that is your only appearance in the One and Done series. The schedule is now out. You can use the command OADAT in Twitch chat to learn more. Alrighty, everybody. Thanks for coming by for Legally Cute. I want to thank all the runners, the commentators, the chat, and how cute you all are, and production team, and everyone that has been involved. It was a blast. We will be back 2 weeks from now. See you then, and make sure to check out One and Done tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody, and good night.
Thanks so much. Have a good night, everyone.